All right, let's see if this is working. How is everybody? Gonna wait for a little bit of a mic check. Make sure we are making noise. And I always forget how long this takes for me to register.
All right, let's see.
There we go. All right, we're good. What's happening today? Today is another for fun, silly, dumb tournament that I tend to host. And it is one of the, I don't want to call it Civil War, because previously it's been Civil War, but right now there's nothing very civil about it. We have Tomb Kings, Vampire Coast, and then one Dark Elf faction, mostly just pirates and Tomb Kings. And should be a good time. Neither of these factions have enough sub-factions to do our normal shtick of all one faction. So instead we went two undeads against each other, and vampire counts couldn't come to the party because they counter both of these factions too hard. Should be fun. Should be. And in game right now, we are in the semifinals already, and we have Ice Power Total War on the Blessed Dread, and BBB Cool Umbrella playing Khemri. We'll go into the challenge bracket while they're building their armies for game 2, just to avoid some downtime. But the screen blocker, yep, I know it's up. Khemri for Cool Umbrella. Cetra's his only legendary lord. He can't take Katep, he cannot take Arkan. But his bonus is that he gets more chariots, increased to 5 of each type, 7 total chariots in the army. But he's also limited to only 2 SCMs in his army. So, you know, a little bit of a gain, a little bit of a loss there. And for Ice Power's Blessed Dread, you can take the Dark Elf sub-faction, the Blessed Dread, but you must bring Lokir Fellheart. You cannot take a generic lord with him. And you need at least 5 Black Ark Corsair type units. This should be fun. All right, getting in here for Umbrella, we have Eyes of the Desert Sepulchral Stalkers. We have King the Hex, Scorpion Legion, Skeleton Warriors across the front line. No Tomb Guard. Another Sepulchral Stalker on the other side. It looks like 2 Skeleton Horse Archers, 3 Skeleton Chariots, a Tomb Prince also on a chariot, and Cetra the Imperishable on his chariot. Certainly a very thematic build from Khemri. I heard in the quarterfinals when he was facing Deadly Bunnies, there were not as many chariots, and Deadly Bunnies was not happy about that. Understandably. For Ice Power, let's just make sure the rules are fulfilled. Black Ark, Black Ark, Black Ark, Black Ark. Okay, all the Black Ark units are fulfilled. Is the Lord Lokir? It is. Great, so Ice's army is perfectly legal. For him, we have 2 Reaper Bolt Throwers, Lokir Fellheart on foot. Yes, that's my favorite version of Lokir, honestly. A Supreme, well, just a Sorceress of Fire with Burning Head, a Fireball. We have some Cold One Knights. Ooh, 3 Reaper Bolt Throwers, actually. 2 Cold One Knights. I don't get to see that unit very often, so that's very nice. 2 Dark Riders with shields, 5 Black Ark Corsairs, as we noted, and 4 Dread Spears. No Dark Shards, interestingly enough. Hello, Adelmo. Good to see you. Good to see you. Umbrella is cracking under the pressure of facing the mighty Ice Power, but it should be okay. So Lokir, I wonder what Lokir is going to try to fight, because he's on foot. I mean, the chariots are just going to cycle charge him, knock him over a bunch, not take the engagements they don't want to take, so that'll be a little tough. But maybe Ice just strip down Lokir as cheap as possible to use his funds elsewhere. Don't know. There's no Soul Stealer here. No Soul Stealer for the Dark Elves, so we'll get to see something new. I'm curious. Build-wise, I like the Tomb King's build more as far as who's going to win the game. But Ice is a formidable foe. So we will see. Charix! How is it going, good sir? Charix, representative of the High Elves and RTK and Turin's faction war that's coming up. A fearsome foe on the Shadow Walkers. I have a message. Is it pertaining to this game? Nope. But they're still setting it behind me, so it's fine. Okay. Anyway. Back to this. Looks like people are moving, so the game has started. Ice definitely has the range advantage, seeing as how there's just some basic skirmish cav and 2 sepulchral stalkers. So I doubt the Dark Elves will move up too much after they realize that fact. They'll probably just start shooting. But what to shoot? These boys are stocked, otherwise I'm sure Ice would want to be shooting at them. Chariots are still probably out of range. Yes, they are. So maybe just throw it on spread fire and get some free damage on the skeleton warriors. Don't quite know. Skirmish cav are all out of range. And a fireball coming in. Ooh, actually it's going for Cetra. I thought it was going for the stalkers there. And it curves. Does manage to hit him, doesn't do terribly much damage. You're still playing High Elves on quick battle? Hell yeah, dude. You get it, Jargs. When I first met you, you had a Lizardman picture, and I thought you were a Lizardman main. How the mighty have fallen. Fallen to the dark side of the Elves. First Sepulchral Stalker unit is spotted. They're trying to get a free volley off onto the Sorceress of Fire, but she is juking a lot, just dodging some of their ammunition while the Bolt Throwers can return fire, though they honestly didn't do that much damage either. Do the Snake Knights have missile resist? If so, how much? No, not low care. Not low care. Just, damn it. Damn it. Oh, I hate this game sometimes. There we go. 25. So bit. Not a ton. Supreme Sorceress of Fire still out here, still enjoying her life. That single target mode against skeletons might be a bit of a waste of ammo, but it looks like Ice is just buying time, filling the attacking rule until something he actually wants to shoot comes into range. Still, spread shot might be better. Don't know. I don't know. Spread shot can sometimes have difficulties actually getting any value, in my experience. So the Dark Elves are marching out their Corsairs, except for one unit. Looks like they're just going to fight the Tomb King's infantry and destroy them. But I'm worried that these Bolt Throwers are getting a little left in the dirt. And the Tomb Kings have a lot of mobility. They have one stalking unit that now Ice can see. There are 2 skirmish cav around the back. There's all these chariots, tomb prints, etc. I don't know if Ice's 4 cavalry units can stop all this if it's so spread out like this. But they do get on top of some skeleton chariots. And those are the Cold One Knights. The Cold One Knights will do excellently here. Very nice work for them. A great Burning Head comes in to help out the Black Ark Corsairs, who are already winning their fight, but they're going to win it even harder now. And that is going very well. Some Sepulchral Stalkers of BBB Cool Umbrella are caught up, it looks like, on some Dread Spears, and the Bolt Throwers are shooting them. They are not having a great time with that. But maybe the Skirmish Cav can sneak in, get past the Dark Riders. Maybe, maybe. One Black Ark Corsair has fallen, but the other 2 are winning quite handedly, and Ice's cavalry is so far doing very well for itself. 2 of the Bolt Throwers, it looks like, are going to be compromised by this long flank from Umbrella, and they will be shut down. Lokir's struggling to find a home at the moment, really trying to... Sorry, move the mic more centered for people that don't like to hear me in just one ear. Lokir's going to have a hard time finding any engagements. He's just desperately running after the fight, hoping one will come to him. Looks like Dark Riders have caught the Skeleton Horse Archers, and they will save that Bolt Thrower. It doesn't look like it'll break, which is good. And the other one has a very similar situation. So the Bolt Throwers were kept online. Very nice backfield play. Bounce Power is still dead, even though, as some of the front line for Ice Power is all dying. Cetra has been effectively cycle charging with his Chariot Goon Squad and killing off a lot of Dark Elves. Burning Head coming in, going to take out some Skeleton Warriors. It's a decent cast. Luckily it didn't, well, not luckily, it was aimed well, so it did not hit any of the Dark Elf units. They still are not having the best time being rode over by chariots. The Ushapti Summit is going to come down on top of the Bolt Throwers, yet again trying to shut them down as they fire in on top of Cetra and these chariots, who are all blobbed up on the Sorceress of Fire, not really managing to hit her too much, which is unfortunate for the Tomb Kings. Ice Power will immediately abandon the Bolt Thrower and run away from the Ushapti Summon, just try to wear out its time and take as little damage as possible. Sepulchral Stalkers are a little wounded. The Eyes of the Desert are either dead or hiding. I think they're dead, which is a good catch for Ice. Yeah, I see a lot of their models around here. In the middle of this fray, the Cold One Knights, it looks like 2 units of them, maybe? Yep, okay, 2 units of them have gotten on top of these chariots, and all of them are going to die very quickly, those heavy cav. Chariot buffs or not, heavy cav still counted them very hard. Cetra's trying to fight his way out of here, and the Cold One Knights are taking a lot of damage. Lokir is now fighting, though, and he's just looking for any fight. He wants to have a good time. Tomb Prince, with all of his buffs popped, and Cetra with none of his popped, are fighting back against Lokir, and they are getting some good damage. And they even terror out off one of the Cold One Knights. Okay. Ushabti have officially chased off and killed one of the bolt throwers. Other two are fully online. They're definitely going to disintegrate before they can get back into the fight in any form. So Cetra and the Tomb Prince are now going to run away from Lokir. I suspect their buffs wore off and they decided they didn't want to do that anymore. But Dark Rider is going to try to pin them in and make sure Lokir can catch up. As far as the battlefield goes, it looks like the Dark Elves have a lot of reinforcements that can come in across the battlefield, and the Tomb Kings are down to just Cetra, the Tomb Prince, and a very wounded unit of Sepulchral Stalkers that now have to run again. I think that was the curse coming down, doing some damage to the Dark Elf units, but Cetra is very injured at this point, and I think it is maybe a foregone conclusion that he and the Tomb Prince cannot kill literally an entire Dark Elf army. It looks like Ice Power will be going up 1-0 most likely. Unless there's some crazy RNG. Now there is that Rampage, the Curse of Jeff, so minus 24 melee attack to everything in this blob, all of its rampaging. But the Rampage isn't as punishing when there's nothing supporting, like not archers you're trying to go after or anything. They're fighting exactly what they want to fight. And army losses is coming in, and Cetra will fall. Cetra will serve this day. Oh, stretch. Oh, remember to get in your stretches, guys. It's good for your body. Okay. So for the Black Ark Corsairs, they either struggled or they killed Chaff, which is not going to pay for themselves, but they were kind of a for fun unit. Supreme Sorceress of Fire did great. Lokir ran around and tried to do well. I really think the Cold One Knights were the carries of this battle, getting about 3,000 value between them. Very nice. And the Bolt Throwers also did quite well. Cetra himself got 2,000 value, and his Tomb Prince got 1,300, but the rest of the build struggled to keep up with their prowess. Cold One Knights were just so effective against those chariots, and it looks like the Stalkers both got shut down by all the Bolt Throwers. Very nice, very nice. If you don't have them, Dark Elf win. Okay. So they're just discussing the matchup. We will go... Cliff of Beasts is kind of a deserty type map, kind of. Maps set ice, pick any but Blessed. Ban 2. Hey, wait. How's it going? So I'll get the screen blocker back up, not because I can see any builds, because I can't, but for your people's sake. So Ice Power, the best of threes work that they both picked. I suppose we could go to challenge and show you that quick. Everybody picked for the best of one phase one of the factions that I have listed up here. And they played with those to the best of one phase. We got to the best of threes, and now first game, top bracket, so Umbrella in this case, picks any of these factions and bans 2. Now in game 2, Ice picks any of the factions besides the one he just played and bans 2. And then game 3, no matter what they've played, even if they've already played their own factions, they pick the factions that they took into the tournament. So that the rubber match doesn't have like a counter pick or a counter ban system. It's just game 3's blind. So game 1 and 2 are pick banned. And I think we had one of everybody today. So we had Gabo Slayer and Riffle Shuffle on the court of Libras. Neckbet on the Dreadfleet, Deadly Bunnies on Luther Harkin's faction, Dalatron on the Exiles of Nehek. That's my picture, but I let AC Maiden play on Silostra Dirfan. I was just setting up stream stuff. We have DBD Ilmatar, I believe that's how I say that, on Pirates of Sartosa. Cool Umbrella on Cetra the Imperishable, Ice Power Total War at Ark in the Black, and RTK Swarv on the Blessed Dread. And the factions today. So Ice Power's going to Gash. Okay. Factions, they all have something a little special about them. Tried to make each Tomb Kings and Vampire Coast faction feel a little unique. I'm hoping at some point to see the Dreadfleet. You can take up to 3 Necrofex Colossuses if one is the ROR, so that would be pretty fun. Luther Harkin's faction is also fun. I think Deadly Bunnies is playing that today. You could take 2 of any ROR. That's kind of interesting. You have to bring at least 9 different units, because the build just has to be chaotic, like Luther's Broken Mind. The Drowned, they're hard to make good without making them too obvious, so we changed it to crabs and ethereal units. Limits of flying. Parts for Sartosa, you can't take the lore of vampires, but then you can take ogres and other campaign units. Blessed Dread, you already saw them, just Dark Elves being Dark Elves. Followers of Nagash, take some Vampire Council units. They can only take Shadows and Death magic. Exiles of Nahek, who Cool Umbrella is taking behind us. Interesting. They're the SEM faction, essentially. Just bring 2 Hyrule Titans, Bone Giants, or Casket of Souls, and the limits on those things is increased a bit. But they can't take Tomb Guard, because all the Tomb Guard stayed in Nehekara, while the Exiles are literally exiled. Court of Libros, take a bunch of Sneaky Snakes, can take up to 2 Venom Knights from the campaign, and Khemri. We talked about them in the first game. Yeah, pretty simple stuff. Pretty simple stuff. They should be using rune magic. It's not good, but I think Ice paid Human Boy to use Dark Elves. Maybe he did. Maybe he did. Though I only allowed Lokir here because he's the end of the Vampire Coast campaign as you fight Lokir. But should be a fun little scrap, fun little tournament. I'm low on energy today. Don't know why. I guess it's been a busy week. Oh, I should give Ice his point, huh? He did kind of earn it. 1 ice power, total war. Good for you. General Eisenbart, let the blood flow. How you doing, bud? How are you doing, friendo? I suppose I could actually use the screen blocker and make sure everybody's playing nice. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. Alright. Making sure all the builds are good. Make sure everything's nice. The Exiles and the Heck color scheme is actually super cool. Looking at their Lords and Heroes with all their red and tan. It's very nice. What else is there? Hey, Blackthorn's here. Why are there a bunch of ducks and 1 rat? Blackthorn, that's not nice. What else is going on? I feel like I have something that's going to happen soon. Oh, one of the days this weekend I was going to host a tournament, but I have some D&D stuff trying to be scheduled, so I'm not sure about when that'll be. And then randomly, Rubber Duck of War is doing one of his Death Before Dishonors on Sunday, so Sunday might be taken. I don't know, boys, girls, and all the friends out there. Blackthorn, I hope you're doing well. I don't think I've seen you much outside of Rubber Duck of War streams. So it's good that you're branching out, joining the community at large. I'm looking at Cool Umbrella. And they're trying to figure out what their plan is here. Defilers, Exiles. Okay, yeah, we're good. I just want to make sure. This is about a Vanguard. Plans are advancing conformally. All right. Okay, Blackthorn. With your weird duck invasion. Way was not able to play today, and we missed him. We missed him every step. The Blackthorn, you're sometimes at Logix. Well, now you're here. And you'll soon realize that this is the best place to be. Not much into Warhammer lately, just more casual, quick battle fun. I think it's my first time at your streamings, L. Alright. Well, good to have you. This is a great time for you to play. Thanks, definitely not. Rat, human boy, rat, boy, boy, rat. Okay. I'm trying to help. Hank Cyrus, why are you mooing? There's no beastmen here. It's impossible. It's forbidden. That knowledge was locked away in the vaults, never to be seen again. Alright, load in game 2, Ice Power versus Cool Umbrella. On the other side of the bracket, Riffle Shuffle has prevailed over the mighty Dialatron, so our other semifinal will be ready. Ilmatar, if you are still in the chat, if you and Riffle Shuffle could get into a lobby, and I will join you. That way we can skip some downtime. But if you don't catch that, I'll invite you to this one after either this game or 2 games from now, so it's fine. It's fine. 4 Ushapti Greatbow versus 2 Ushapti Greatbow and 2 Caskets. Guesses Sharks. Beastmen are undefeated in this tourney. That's true, Cyrus. So, on to the builds. For Ark in the Black, we have Ice Power taking Ark in the Black himself in the flesh. We have a Chariot, 3 Ushapti, one of which is the Chosen of the Gods. For the 5 Vampire Counts units they take, it is 3 Fellbats and 2 Crypt Ghouls I saw in the build. There they are, 2 Crypt Ghouls. And for the magic, you can only take Death or Shadows. There's a campaign-only caster that takes Shadows, but it looks like Archangist is bringing in the Death magic today. We have 2 Nahakar Horsemen on the flanks, and in the front line, we have Skeleton Spearmen and Skeleton Warriors scattered about. And the secondary line, more Skeleton Spearmen. Why wasn't Clan Scurvy represented in this? Because they're Skaven, and Skaven are poop. Everybody hates Skaven. For Umbrella and the Exiles of Nahek, we have double Hyro Titan, which is allowed in this format and even encouraged by this faction. Some Skeleton Warriors and Skeleton Spearmen to support the backlines, 2 Shopti Greatbow, and then we have Necrotects on their chariots, and we have Grand Hierophant Kotep also on a chariot with, stop scrolling around, stab it. Looks like he has Curse Blades and Protection, and then his Bound Sandstorm ability. So it's pretty cool. The Hyro Titans are going to be really fun. If they can avoid the Ushapti Greatbows, the Hyro Titans will do a lot of work. Yeah, I think actually the Ushapti Greatbows are literally the only things that can kill those Hyro Titans in this game. So maybe if Cool Umbrella just takes the Ushapti fight for a while and kills as many of them as he can before walking the Hyro Titans up, maybe the remaining Ushapti, maybe like 1.5. In a 3v2, I think 1.5 Ushapti would live. They'll, you know, maybe be slightly out of ammo. Maybe they can't finish off the Hyro Titans. I don't know. I don't know. It will be interesting to see. I hope the Hyro Titans do well, because I think they're funny. Just been thinking, why don't Chaos have Harpies? I asked that a while ago. Apparently they have Furies, which are very different, I guess, according to the lore masters. Double Hyro Titan, unleash super weaponry powery. Looks like both of them are trying to cast their Shem's Burning Gazes. And they will cast them at the Ushapti Greatbows, knocking out a bunch of health, and then 2 models are knocked off by countered Ushapti Greatbow fire. These Hyro Titans will want to fall back, though they do have Necrotex. Okay, so we have Necrotex for some healing. Maybe they can tank this out, but the Chosen of the Gods especially are doing a lot of work on the Hyro Titans. And they need to dodge. Dodge with your giant bodies! Nah, they're just going to take it for now. It looks like Umbrella does have Fellbats on top of Ushapti Greatbow, just trying to stop them from firing, while Ice Power focuses down the rightmost Hyro Titan. One of the Necrotex is walking up to heal it right now. Skeleton Warriors are currently getting charged by the Chariots, and ooh, they lose about half their health on the charge, and will soon start crumbling. DJ Kotep and these Necrotex do need to get involved a little bit more, I think. Ushapti Greatbows also need to be a little better protected and more engaged. Just more clicks per minute need to happen on the red team, I think, right now. Too many things are standing still. Hyro Titans are slowly shifting into position to get into combat, possibly, but they also might just be pulling away from the Ushapti Greatbows. That is an interesting choice. I mean, it does need to protect it, but one Ushapti Greatbow is a little damaged for Ice Power. Other 2 are largely fine. This Necrotect is currently surrounded by Skeleton Chariots and Nahakar Horsemen. Kotep maybe wants to throw a Sandstorm over there, unironically. But they are taking... These Hyro Titans are taking a lot of damage. A lot of damage. Skeleton Spears are wandering around trying to protect the Ushabti Greatbows, having a tough time deciding what direction to go at the moment. And it looks like this Necrotect gets 40% physical resist from that spell from Katep. I wonder if these Higher Titans are even going to be able to fight in melee. It looks like they're firing another Shem's Burning Gaze on the wounded Ushabti Greatbow. Potentially trying to take out some more models. Oh, they're aiming for the Chosen of the Gods now. Okay. Well, yeah, that's decent damage. More decent damage. Don't know if they killed a model. Oh, they got one model just now. And it looks like a sandstorm's finally coming down. Going to take out some Crypt Ghouls, and it does have a good angle on it. It's going the right way, at least for Mr. Umbrella. As some chariots charge in on the back from Ice Power, it looks like. They're already interfering with some Ushabti Greatbows. And that Higher Titan is about to go down. It does look a little tough for the red team right now. The Exiles of Nehek are being exiled from this desert as well, and they're not a big fan of that. Chosen of the Gods firing once again at this Higher Titan, whose healing cap you can see, which is not what you're used to for Tombs King's units. Okay. And I just had to check a Discord message, but it's not pertaining to this immediate moment, so I will focus up. So Umbrella is a Dowie main confirmed. Maybe. I actually don't know what Umbrella means. I would presume greenskins, because I assume all BBB main greenskins, but I don't actually know that for a fact. This Higher Titan is just about to die. Just about. Maybe if there's more healing in the pocket of the Necrotex. That one over there is still alive somehow. But it doesn't look like there will be. And a Spirit Leech comes in on him too, and he is so low. Ice Power's Ushabti Summon is now available, it looks like, from the top. I wonder where he put it. It's hard to tell with Tomb Kings versus Tomb Kings who Ushabti that's going to be. I'm guessing that's Ice's. It is. What is left for the red team? Not a ton. There's Katep and a full health Necrotect. Other than that, this force is looking pretty ragged. And it looks like Ice Power Total Memer might be going up to 0. Potentially. Potentially. Now the counter Ushabti Summon comes in on top of Ushabti Greatbow. Some Ushabti on Ushabti violence. You hate to see it. They will successfully probably take out this unit with only 3 models and some ammo left. The other unit's about out of ammunition. Some skeleton chariots are still running around. What does the blue team have for stopping power? Some Nehekar horsemen who have just been 1v1ing this Necrotect the entire game and are somehow not winning that. It's kind of funny. Chaff. Arc in the black, some chariots. Yeah, they'll probably still close it out, even though their firepower is going to be a little limited. Because I think Arkid's a decent melee combatant compared to good old Katep here. He's only got 28, 24. Ooh, yeah, Arc in the black's got 40, 50. He'll be fine. Some sort of curse is coming down, probably from the Necrotex or something, but it is that Mortis effect one. It's hard to tell who's doing that. Doesn't really show us. A summon fades. And the Ushabti summon from the red team is also about to fade. And with them, I think the balance of power will go very far in the favor of Ice Power once they fade. I will be curious to see what that says. And we'll be down to just the hero core from the Exiles of Nehek. Ice is getting a good surround in. He is entirely out of ammunition now. So it's Chaff and Arkin versus the world. But the Ushabtis are gone. Balance of power is just so close to army losses. Maybe if all 3 of these characters hit Arkin the Black simultaneously and kill him, maybe they can do it. But it's looking tough, especially with the Soul Blight coming in. Army losses is going to kick in, and that will be the end of the road for BBB Cool Umbrella. Another pile of bones and dust to the desert. Oh, stretch. You don't remember the last time you saw Tomb King's Mirror? Yeah, they're not the most popular faction right now. So Arkin got some value. Mostly was just a supportive unit for this. I imagine the Ushabti are going to have some big numbers. Skeleton Chariots did fine. 1 Nehekar Horseman did fine. Felbats distracted some Ushabti. And we have 2,000, 2,500, and 1,100 pretty good. Kotep himself got 1600, which is actually way nicer than I would have thought. Both Necrotechs did okay for being in combat. They mostly were just trying to heal up some stuff. These Shoppies struggled a little bit. Higher Titans struggled a little bit. But you gotta love the memes. GG, well played. And that'll be the end of that. Um, 2v2 Unicaps, crap. I'm just checking to see if those other people hosted that thing. Doesn't look like. Okay. Doesn't look like. And people say double Hydro Titan would be OP. I guess not. Shoot. We'll see if Ice leaves. Maybe we can have this lobby to ourselves. Though it's probably gonna bug, isn't it? It's probably gonna bug. I'll just leave. I don't think Ilmatar was able to host a game with Riffle Shuffle just yet. I don't see it. Host a spectator stream thing, and we'll just go with 1, 2, 3. Make it more simple. Why is Ice playing Lokir? He was playing Lokir. He was Nagash's faction for his actual faction. I think Riffle Shuffle and I are still friends. I think we were friends for a different tournament. And I know I just got... I think that's him. All those people changing their names. Nope. Nope. I invited the wrong person. Oh, God. Shit. Now I'm the host. This is going quite well, as you can all see. Boom. Boom. Yes. Now we will create a slot, invite the correct person. So it's PE, but it's not. Is it Party Eternal? No, it's not. No, wait. Shit, we just checked this. Party and Trencher, that's it. That's it. And then I'll tell Riffle Shuffle to get in here. Yo. 200 messages. From who? Sorry. Copy. Paste. Get Riffle Shuffle. Hello, Ice Power. Hello, Way. Everybody's just saying hello to each other. Who's messaging me? What do you want? Doing great. Hey. Yeah, I invited the wrong PE. My bad. Okay. So, we have... So, Riffle Shuffle is now a friend. Invited. And for the map, let's go with... Pillar of Bone. Everybody loves Pillar of Bone. Cyrus, I don't know why you told me I was doing great, but thank you. And if you're the person I invited because all you PE people are peeing all over the PE universe, you are. Best of 3. You know how it works. Hank Cyrus, but a clan more escape and has family. That's true. Actually, that's a good meme right there. Okay, I need my blocker thing. Boom. So Riffle Shuffle has entered the lobby. I'm just going to see if they know how the best of 3 works. Because it can be a little weird with all the different factions and whatnot. What? What? Who picks first? Riffle. Maps set. Pick any faction in the challenge thing. Band 2. Then game 2, your opponent does. Game 3, you both go the faction you chose for Tourney, even if played already. That way it's, if we come down to a game 3, then no one can say the pick ban is rigged or something, because it's just blind. It's just blind. Hank Cyrus with the PE Pride. Love to see it. Do you love to see it, actually? That was just an automatic reaction. I don't know if I love to see PE Pride. Deadly Bunnies was a jerk to me today. I brought him a muffin, and he was like, I want a blueberry, not raspberry. And I'm like, dude, we didn't even talk today. I just got you a free muffin, and I thought I'd be nice. And he slapped it out of my hand and kicked me in the shins and shut the door in my face. It was really not good. I was hurt. I was hurt. I'm guessing Riffle Shuffle's probably going to first pick the Court of Libras. Since that's the faction they picked for this tourney, they probably just want to keep playing them. And we're going to see a bunch of sneaky snakes, if that's true. Sneaky, sneaky snakes. Ugh. I don't know what to do for this channel anymore. There's so many... P already took over my server once, that's true. There's so many tournaments I want to run, and not enough time to run them. And now Logic and Rubber Duck are hosting stuff again, and... Well, it's not like they stopped, but they both seem to be getting back in the swing of things. Turn's waking up. HW's probably coming back at some point. It's like, oh, there's so many tournaments now. Can't wait for the Luther Harkin double Bloody Reavers. Dude, I want to see a Luther Harkin double Necrofex with the flamethrower. That's the real dream. Riffle Shuffle is going the Sneaky Snakes, and he has banned the Sneaky Snakes and Sartosa. Interesting. So with a bunch of Snake Knights, you probably need good ranged pressure if you're gonna try hard, or you can meme. I mean, memeing is always a good option, but I would probably take the Dread Fleet and grab all 3 Necrofex Colossuses and be a Chad, be a winner, be a true meme lord. Zero, praise be. How you doing, buddy? How you doing? I don't know. For these, like, Stormrunner mentioned it, but they liked this format, it seemed. Maybe I'm just getting trolled, but they seem to like this format. Problem is just not enough people playing in them, is my opinion. I thought maybe... I have all of them laid out for the future to get every faction involved in matchups that don't suck. But I'm thinking for the Empire Bretonia one, because again, Empire and Bretonia weren't diverse enough that I thought they could do their own. So I did... Aha! No mirrors, that's Dread Fleetful. Puns. Okay, sorry. So the Empire doesn't have enough subfactions to do it on its own. Bretonia doesn't either, so I paired them together because that matchup isn't horrible. At worst, it's a 60-40 one direction, but it depends on who you talk to. Anyway, maybe I can get Turn to help me host that one and get the word out. I don't know. We'll see. Because I think he'd have a lot of fun with that. So the Dread Fleet can take up to 3 Necrofex Colossuses if one is the ROR. But no Sirens or Mourngulls. The Mourngulls is pretty whatever, but Sirens will be missed. Knowing that you can't take that ethereal unit. I wonder if Mourngulls would perform well against Necro Knights. Maybe. Do Mourngulls really perform well against anything, though? That is a valid question. Pillarbone is a small map, but Necrofex Colossuses don't have that long of range. Like, they have decent range, but not so much so that the Pillarbone's going to hinder it, so... We'll maybe see triple Necrofex here. Maybe. I'm going to be so sad if we don't. If we see, like, Foot Noctilus... Yeah, because the only requirements is you take the subfaction, and then you can't bring Sirens or Mourngulls. But nothing says you have to take the Necrofexes. So we'll see. If we see just Foot Noctilus in a standard Vampire Coast build, that's going to be the saddest day of all days. I've also been working on... We're working on a lot of stuff behind the scenes. I mean, real life stuff too, but I'm working on republishing my book through just like a shitty... Well, I don't want to say shitty. I've used them before for prototypes. But there's like companies that'll just, if you format everything correctly in a file and you send it to them, they'll just print a book for you. They won't do any marketing or anything, but I don't know. Some people have asked me about my book that was like not in production for 4 years. So I could just get it there and be like, here's the link. If you want it, go get it. It's like $10. It's literally just the cost of the paper and the shipping. I don't make any money off of it. So I've been working on that behind the scenes, doing lots of formatting and shit. Yeah, that's about it for me. Board game's coming out soon. I'm going to host a tournament with Turin. It sounds like... He hasn't given a 100% yes, but when I talked to him about it 6 months ago, he said yes, but we'll talk more about it when it comes up. And now that it's come up, he was going to Europe, and he said we'll talk about it after. But the idea would be hosting a tournament where I give him the game beforehand, and then at like halftime in the tournament or something, he just takes a second or two to talk about the game and what he thought of it when he played it. And then the winner would get like $500 or something. I don't know. Just some advertising among a community of strategy nerds who would like a strategy nerd board game. And that's been it. That's been it. We are locked in the forever struggle of army building. I like these armies. I just realized I could be looking at the armies behind the blocker. And there are some surprises in here, but I still think this is going to be interesting. Okay. All right. Speaking of Turin, Empire almost got voted for the next interview in the interview series. And I was going to try to get him to do it, but he was in Europe and timing wasn't going to line up. And then all of a sudden Vampire Counts won, and I was like, hey, dodge that bullet. But if not Turin, I've gotten a few names thrown at me that I should interview, so we'll find somebody. Looks like that is... The name is all messed up because DBD and PE are a bunch of trolls, and I love them both. But that is DBD Ilmatar. And I just realized the scorecard is not updated at all. So we'll take that down. So it's 0-0. DBD Ilmatar. And on the other side, we have Riffle Shuffle. Riffle Shuffle isn't in every tournament, but when he does show up, he usually kicks a ton of ass. So it's always good to see him. And he's always been nice to me. What am I looking out for rules stuff here? We need 5 snakes, which I saw in the lobby was true, so I don't really need to worry about that. And on the other side, I didn't see any sirens, so I don't need to worry about that. Okay, so I'm just looking for normal banner rule shit. Cool. Hey, real human being. How's it going? You are chicken. Okay. It's good to know you're chicken. So, for Ilmatar, we have 3 deck droppers, all of them with handguns. We have the Lamprey's Revenge, Rotting Promethean's Gunnery Mob. We have the Bloody Reaver Deck Guard, Depth Guard, ROR. We have 4 Zombie Deckhand Mobs with polearms, 2 regular. We have double Gunnery White, both with Scab Scrape and both with more powder and extra powder. That's just a passive, so they can't take that off. And we have Count Nocti on foot with Invocation of Nahak, Wraithstorm, and his summon. So pretty standard Vampire Coast build from Mr. Imlatar. No crazy... Well, I shouldn't say no crazy memes. There's the Bloody Reaver Deck Guard. That's pretty hype. For Riffle Shuffle, we have Necro Knights with Halberds, and we have 2 Venom Knights of Asaf. What's different about them again? I know the triple gold chevron. Other than that, they're a construct. They have poison, armor piercing. How do they compare to a halberd? Oh, just way better stats. Okay. More health, more everything. They're shielded. Better melee attack, better melee defense. Yeah, they're just better. On the front line, we have Tomb Guards with Halberds, Skeleton Spearmen across the front line. So only 1 Tomb Guard with Halberd. We have a basic Tomb King. So on the subfaction, you're not taking Khalida. Looks like he is naked except for being on a horse. And then we have Necrotect for healing up the Sneaky Snakes, since they are constructs. And we have the Lich Priest of Nehekara. Interesting choice. With Cursed Blades and Foz Protection and Curse of Jaff. I would have expected to see like a Death Priest or something. But and 2 Sepulchral Stalkers in the back line. Don't know if I said that. So those are the 5 snake units. 2 Stalkers, 1 Necro Knight with Halberds, 2 of the campaign Venom Knights. You got no coffee and you're irate. Well, good luck, Elmatar. How do you know I wasn't here all along, Hank? Nice one to Human Boy, don't lie. Wait, at Real Human Being, how can you write while streaming? It's... The joke never gets old. It's always fresh. You love to see it. You love to see it. Ugh. Ugh. You people disgust me. No, it's not true. Invocation of Desiccation. You're right, Ice. You're right. I'm sorry. Yeah. No, it's the Curse of Kassar. It's not even that. It's minus 60 armor in a hex. Ice, calling me out, but not on the right thing. Alright, we gotta zoom out again. So the handgun bats are getting a ton of damage onto these Venom Knights. They can get healed up with the construct healing thing that I'm now blanking on from the Necrotect. I think they'll largely be okay. That will want to come out sooner rather than later. It looks like those Venom Knights are going to get in on top of the Gunnery Whites, and they're already doing some good damage, actually. That is very nice. Tomb King himself is going to get involved. One of the Scab Scrapes coming down, taking out a Skeleton Spearman unit, but the snakes are all over the back line. And that Gunnery White is taking so much damage. Now, so are the Venom Knights of Asaf. They now have a Narrow's Incantation of Protection. Why are all these names? And Sepulchral Stalkers are up on the high ground trying to get some shots in, but they're obstructed. And a Restore coming in, so these guys are quite tanky and healthy. And 1 Gunnery White is already going to be down. Another Gunnery White is in trouble as these Venom Knights have just gotten all over him. There's no mass to stop him. For once, maybe animated Hulks wouldn't have been a meme. 1 Gunnery White is officially dead. I think those Venom Knights are close behind it with all these gun bats uncontested. There's no range that can really stop them except for Sepulchral Stalkers, but they're busy with other stuff. The Lamprey's Revenge are just getting torn apart by these Venom Knights. They have such good melee attacks, such good melee defense, really nice armor-piercing values. They ain't taking shit from nobody. But now the Tomb King is also in danger. So far, it's a very even game. The Vampire Coast are slightly ahead. The Venom Knights... What was that? Nero's Incantation came down, but it looks like it overcast on the Venom Knights, which looked weird for a second. Tomb King's running away, just trying to preserve his leadership a little bit. And Sepulchral Stalkers are trying to get involved in melee, but also get somewhere to shoot. Bloody Reaver Deck Guard are just sprinting around the map trying to find some snakes to slap. Venom Knight's still finding. This Gunnery White has gotten away. He has half health left. He's doing okay. And left his Rotting Promethean Gunnery Mob to die in his place. And they're now getting an indication of heck they're plenty happy with their situation, honestly. Noctilus got back on top of these Venom Knights and is going to do a lot of damage. Sepulchral Stalkers finally got away from the Bloody Reaver Deck Guard only to get the shot to hell by a pistol summon and a bunch of handgun bats. So they're not having a good time at all. At all. And it looks a little rough for Riffle Shuffle at the moment. Though he does get a great pick in the backfield with the Necro Knights, with Halberds getting on top of the Gunnery White. Along with the Venom Knights, he's fully surrounded, and look at that health go down. That there is a cough squishy character. Yep, 100% squishy. The Tomb King has been discovered hiding in the forest, and Riffle Shuffle is immediately going to pull away with him. Instantaneous micro. As soon as he was discovered, he was gone. Bloody Reaver Death Guard are still fighting. They are very powerful, and a pistol summon coming back behind these Snake Knights. It looks like another Snake will fall, but taking the other Gunnery White with them. And with no Gunnery Whites, the Bats get the ammo they get. Though it looks like Ilmatar has been very aggressive about restocking them, and that has worked in his favor since his, restocks have been sniped out so heavily. What is left for the Vampire Coast? Gunbats, Noctilus, Bloody Reaver Death Guard. That might honestly just be enough to carry this game. This mage is going to fade away, and now the Tomb Kings are without healing or casting, because the lore passive gives them some healing. That's, obviously, they don't have a healing spell. And there it is. I was going to ask if the Ushapti summon already came out. It looks like it has not. The Necrotect is getting caught out a little bit. Hopefully, he's used both of his restores if he is going to stand here and fight. Hopefully. He does not have a restore in the pocket if he's going to die. Ushapti summon comes up behind Noctilus. They are anti-infantry, though they could sometimes struggle to really do that. I don't know about that choice. Fighting a summon may not be the best use of your summon's time, especially when they could be getting some damage onto Noctilus. Now the Necrotect has faded away. Sepulchral Stalkers have rallied in the backline, and they are firing in on top of Lamprey's Revenge. If they can kite, they could probably knock down a lot of the Bloody Reaver Death Guard models. Where are the Bloody Reaver Death Guard? Oh, they're over here under the Bats. Got it. So maybe they can do well. Vampire Coast and Ilmatar are currently in the lead, and the Summon Slapfest continues. It looks like Riffle Shuffle will acquiesce that game at that point. Just not enough firepower left to kill Noctilus. GG, well played. I need another map. I can Sand Desert's a good map. We'll do that. Just stick with the desert maps. A, B, C, D, there it is. I found the map. You are up. Can't pick Dreadfleet. Depth Guard now just kill everything, lol. Yeah, because Depth Guard are OP. Okay, people have joined us. Jeremy, you're here. You said you're here to party. I deny your request for a party. This is a library. Real human being has a B. So many snakes left to see it. I think the Tomb Kings need to kill the enemy army to win here. That's true. Nothing else in this chat is going to get a response. Because I hate all the people who watch me. Boom. Alright, we'll get that up so we can see what the hell we're talking about. Double D's, apparently. Oh, and this actually... You know what? You know what? We're doing it. We're going to put pressure on the people. On the people. So, if you take you to my left screen, you can see my Discord now. We can go down to the secret room, faction face-off chat. We have our third faction face-offs coming up, and we got to get all these players to play it. It's been a while in the making. So if you want to see that next event coming up, get this guy right here, this piece of toast with a pirate hat. Get him. Get him to go play his games. Get him to go beat up, I think he's playing bunnies. Oh, he's playing bunnies? He can't even get together with Deadly Ilmatar. Ilmatar. Anyway, do that. Go beat him up. Back to the game. Insulting your fans, that gets a like. Good. Can rats read? Hell yeah. So we have Ilmatar. Did I give him his point? Oh, damn it. I'll give him his point. Pachow. He is picking the Pirates of Sartosa, and he is banning the Dark Elves, Blessed Dread, and Dreadfleet. Dark Elves is the Blessed Dread. I just had to think for a second. So as Pirates of Sartosa faction, you cannot take the Lore of Vampires. No Invocation to Heck. No healing. That's it. It's done. It's over. You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir. But you can take campaign units, and the Pirates of Sartosa have those Sartosan Free Company militias. Where are they? Yeah, Sartosa Militia and then Sartosa Free Company. And then they have ogres. So between all of those things, maybe they don't even need Lore of Vampires. They might just be a living faction. They can still take death. They can take deeps. They can take... That's it. Yeah, death and deeps. Death and deeps. But maybe we'll get to see some ogres. I actually want to see some ogres. Give me ogres. Give me ogres or give me death. Leave half your servers, you're in for a laugh. Why would I leave half my servers? I don't know. I'm confused by the chat. The chat has confused me. I need to figure out the next time to host that try-hard tournament of mine, the tournament of the 13th. I wanted to do it on weekends, because some people have wanted to play, but even if I host in a European time zone or a North American time zone, sometimes people can't play till the weekends. So I'm thinking both those will happen in September, because right now everybody's like going camping. I think Flying Taco and Contende both separately said they were going camping this weekend, so... Fucking nerds. For a laugh. No. I'm only in the servers that I actually participate in. So leaving them would be bad. Is Riffle Shuffle okay? Deadly Bunny saying, let's ignore the fact that me and Ilmatar are in a VC right now. Games are hard to play. I will raid that Vici bunnies. Don't you tempt me. Can you join the tournament of the 13th even though you don't have the game? Hell yeah. We get Luther Harkin! Luther Harkin. He is the only legendary lord. You can bring any generic Vampire Coast lord. Must bring at least 9 different units. And you can take any ROR twice. Any ROR twice. You're not in the server, so that would be hard. You know what, bunnies? You know what? You're a meanie. You're a meanie head. And also, you could invite me to that server, and then we could be best friends forever. Even though you slapped my muffin away. The muffin I got for you. Meanie head. Players are making their armies. Just making sure everything's good to go. Hank Cyrus could invite the Infiltrator out. Are you in the PE server? Isn't that what this is? Your face isn't in the server, Deadly Bunnies. If Deadly Bunny's face was in the server, that would actually be concerning. It's just like a super close-up picture of Deadly Bunny's face. Why is your server hidden? What if I wanted to be friends? Wah.
So we get
Jeez.
that from
Okay, so
Can't be that
time to
toxic.
get you.
All right, there. I went and annoyed Deadly Bunnies. As is my birthright. Today, camping is illegal in banner rules. Don't even think about it. This is what you get for cultivating a culture of trolls. Is you get trolls. Brother, stay with us. Chill. No. That's... No. That's illegal.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Wait,
Oh,
Hi.
who is it?
Actually staying this time, not running away.
we're getting raided.
Hi.
Quickly, say the profanity.
Dude, I
Yeah, say
say
something
the F word
naughty.
on my stream all the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you ditched
Oh, that's
because
not
I said fuck.
No. I was just being
Okay.
silly.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Games are
Oh,
hard.
man.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah, party
Oh,
gets
no,
going.
You can now see our
Party,
hidden stream.
Yes.
Yeah, I hope I'm not getting stream sniped through my own stream.
Nah, the people are just watching a screen blocker in the lobby.
Oh, no.
Hell yeah.
Dude, Robain's here. Robain, you're pretty much a host.
Yeah, Robain's like the best caster in the world. I was already
Wow.
pitching tournaments to him.
Yeah. We've already sorted tournaments out.
Hell yeah.
But Fred,
Means so much to me, man.
that was just too bad.
Oh no, Cyrus is here. Gonna eat his fucking mic again.
Oh,
You're in
oh
my
no.
mic.
Cyrus is gonna gobble it.
Yeah.
Now you can.
Fuck.
That
Well, I
build's
think
looking pretty buildly.
Yeah.
It's a bit.
Look, I want to have like more of this, but you capped me by the rules. Like, it's...
Teehee.
Look, he's in the chat. Take another one. No one will notice. Oh, damn, everyone's coming. Netbet's back.
Now it's a party.
Neckbet's back.
Look, man.
Neckbutt's bag. Hell yeah.
What up?
Bunnies
Where
is
did
worse
the-
than Void.
Where did all the
Nice.
people come from?
Oh yeah, I've confirmed worse than Void. I refused to take double gallows
Salty
strike when I
fuck.
knew he was gonna take 3.
Yeah, you fucking
Deco
didn't
Sex
take double
last
shot.
time.
There's you filthy try.
And then I took it in the next game, and my opponent brought 5
Yeah, then you
archers
lost.
against me.
Yeah, then you lost. I wouldn't have brought 5 archers.
You couldn't. You coast.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't even get these to 0 cost. Whoopsie.
The argument of I literally couldn't troll you, I didn't have archers will go down in history as one of the best arguments for your character.
Yes, thank
Oh
you.
no.
Alright, I gotta start this game. Good luck out there.
Oh yeah. Thank you.
You too.
Alright. Random Discord trolling is what fills the army building periods. Okay. Alright. What's going on? Where are we? What's happening? Oh, Luther's subfaction, yada yada yada. Bunch of bullshit nobody cares about. 9 different units, any ROR can be brought twice. Perfect. That's easy. Remember, Sartosa, Nonahek, 3 of any campaign unit. Okay. I can remember that. We're good. Who's messaging me? What do you want? Everybody's asking me questions. Stab it. No bully. I took down the screen blocker. I just had to memorize what was on it. Okay, quick count for Riffle Shuffle. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, there's plenty of units. Alright, Riffle Shuffle's fine. We have Luther Harkin on foot. We have a fleet admiral, fleet captain of vampires. In the back, we have 1 carronade. Lovely, lovely, lovely. 2 carronades. Okay, 2 carronades. I think I saw 2 Bloody Reaver depth guard. You love to see that. Gunnery White on a crab. Luther Harkin on foot. Vampire fleet captain of vampires. Also on foot. 2 zombie gunnery mobs with handguns. One is the black spot. Wait. Okay. That one's a pistol one. Got it. We have some basic frontline deckhands mobs. One with pole arms. I did see a dog. It was a nice dog. And we have some bombers and 1 Felbat. Very diverse army, pretty much what we wanted out of the Luther Harkins crazy faction. Got it. Got it. For the Scumlord, DBD Ilmatar. I hope I'm saying that right after all this time. Deck droppers, handguns. We have some man-eaters with the ogre pistols. We have double gunnery white, both on their crabs. We have a vampire fleet admiral of death. We have 3 more ogres behind 5 Sartosa free company. So this is a Sartosa build. This is what we wanted. Also, Jeremy, I know you can't buy the book on Amazon. The company that published it like 4 or 5 years ago went out of business because they were pretty shit at promoting books. They pretty much just like published it and they said, hey, you random author who has no following or fan base, go sell this book for us. I'm like, what? You're giving me 10% royalties. Like, I'm not making enough money on this shit. And then their business fell apart. Go figure. Fucking idiots. Sad this map makes bloats impossible. Need those sneaky chunks. Okay. I mean, everybody loves bloated corpses. So Sartosa's going to immediately advance because cannons are cannons and they are shooting in. And it looks like the gunnery whites are having a bad time. Now remember that there's no invocation to heck on this faction, so that damage is actually going to stick for once. And that will be quite tough. Though if they get into melee, the ogres are going to slap through most of these things. Though maybe not the Bloody Reaver depth guard. They might do okay against the ogres. They're anti-large. I think ogres count as large models. I actually haven't checked that at all. That gunnery white's probably going to have to dodge, and these handgun bats are going to want to split up and get away from those fell bats. Otherwise, they will get torn apart. For some reason, I keep hiccuping, and that is not helping me cast this game at all. So, Death Pistol, a Vampire Lady, needs to advance. Probably wants to, like, Spirit Leech down some of these other footcasters that don't have as much health. One of the gunner rights is getting pretty messed up, and the ogres will want to rapidly get into melee. Fellbats are kicking the shit out of the deck droppers with handguns currently, trading very up for their cost. I think those guys got to spread out. And there's more thunder outside. Yay, thunder! These ogres are hornswoggled and getting absolutely bullied. Oh, that is brutal. Handguns are firing at these other ogres, and it looks like Sartosa is off to a pretty rough start. Though maybe, as I said, the ogres can get into melee and actually start killing some stuff. Potentially. But some summons are coming in, even more pistols to just shoot at these poor ogres, who are actually kind of lightly armored, considering they're ogres. Sartosa Free Company is killing some zombies. Good for them. They are pushing forward a little bit. And, ooh, that gunnery white is also feeling the burn. Neither gunnery white's really having a great time being a gunnery white right now. It looks like the cannons are having a harder time shooting now that things are closer to them. And the fellbats have already killed off 1 unit of handguns. Ogre Man-Eaters are standing and firing still, doing okay. But the Bloody Reaver Depth Guard are coming out to play. And those Man-Eaters are going to get very quickly chopped down if they stay. And run away they will. Big old runners. Where's the Vampire of Death? So she's in here. She's doing okay. More cannon shots are coming in, crashing into the back of these ogre pistols, killing them. And these handguns have been fighting these fellbats forever. And they might lose. They might lose to both of them. Gunnery whites are fighting, shooting, killing. And do you guys have Scabs Grist to blaze? You know, I just totally blanked on the word. Clear out all these guys and get yourself out of this, because otherwise you're in big trouble. Bloody Reaver Death Guard are just carving into these crabs, doing a ton of damage, supported by some handguns, and it is looking like the Sartosans might be in deep shit. Now, at least these fellbats are finally crumbling away, but they've taken so many deck droppers with them. That is a tragedy. They probably have at least 1,000 value on them, if not more. The Lord for Sartosa is doing quite well. Everyone else has been struggling pretty hard. And oh my god, they are going to finish off that other unit of fellbats. I mean, handgun bats. That is a tragedy for the Vampire Coast. That might just be the series. Those fellbats did so much work. That is so much damage. GG. GG indeed. Yeah, Jeremy, I kind of responded to it earlier. I don't know if you were part of the stream back then. I'll get us into the army phase of Game 3 before I discuss things outside of game stuff. A lot of things struggle to pay for themselves. Unfortunately, Luther Harcum himself was too powerful, and definitely not that one fell bat unit. Bloody Reader, Depth Guard both did fine considering they had a ton of health left. Both the handgun mobs did excellently. That bat got 1,000 value, and the cannons each did very, very well. Last game, go to your factions from best of 1. And we will go to Sword of Torgold. Just because we're out of desert maps. Map set. GL. HF. Sartosa probably should have killed more of the enemy. Yeah, probably. That would be smart. So with their original factions, it's funny that both players will be going back onto factions that they have already played in the series, but they both already lost on these factions. So it is the Sneaky Snakes versus the Sartosan Scoundrels. Also, my puppy is barking in the background, but I'm hoping Miss Rat will maybe take care of that. I got the screen blocker up, correct? Correct. All right. So, Jeremy. I mentioned earlier in the stream, people have been talking to me about the book stuff because people are interested in that concept, it seems. I am currently working to just take the text file I have on my computer and format it correctly with a book printing company. And that's not a book publishing company, it's a book printing company. So all it does is takes that and it can print off a book for us. I've used them before for prototypes of stuff to see how it would look on a page. They're pretty good. And if I can get that set up and everything looks fine, I'll post that on my Discord and people can go there. And then it's like minimally priced because the publisher isn't making money and I'm not making any money. You're literally just paying for the pages and the ink and the shipping. So I'll message you when that's up, but yeah. Well, Jeremy, how dare you not be here earlier, sir? It's fine. Well played, good game indeed. Ilmatar bringing the memes, and the memes have betrayed him. There's thunder outside. This room is very dark. I'm going to turn on the light. All right. It sounds like Miss Rat's up. What's your book called? Want to roast it? Let's just take you all on a journey while the players are picking their armies. Somebody's making a game right now, apparently called Valhalla Forever, so it's a little bit down. Boom. This one. That's a book I wrote in 2016, so 5 years ago at this point. Green Ivy's out of business. I don't know, I liked it. You get what you sign up for, though. It's like, I described what it was on a different stream, so I don't really feel like going into all that again. Essentially, it's a young adult novel about, you know, the Viking afterlife of Valhalla, where they fight forever. It's talking about that, but then I tried to figure out how that would be fun after the first 5 minutes, because if you die and then just stand back up, that's not really much of a death, and battles would get boring very quickly. So I thought, how could this system possibly work? And I explore that, and then one of the characters breaks the system, and everybody else tries to fix it before it all falls apart. I don't know. I've reread it since then. I still think it's pretty good, but it is what it is. Like, it's a young adult book. It's gonna have young adult stuff. It's not gonna be mind blowing. It's just good. It's just fun, in my opinion. And I wrote the damn thing, so. If I didn't think it was good, then what am I going to say? No, it's shit. Every moment I spent writing it, I thought it was shit. I did 400 pages, and I was like, page 360, I knew it was garbage, but had to finish it and then publish it. And spend a couple years doing that shit. All because I thought it was bad. Of course I'm going to think it's good, so I'm a terrible source, but whatever. I think it's fine. Anyway, when I get that finished and ship myself a copy to make sure it looks okay before I recommend it to anybody, I'll put it on the Discord. I think there's a PDF for it right now, but I don't know who reads on PDFs. I just put it up there for a friend. A friend heard I wrote a book, and then he was like, how do I get it? I'm like, here's a PDF. So, anyway. That distracted everybody. Hey, Zypher, good to see you. I did write a book. It was a couple years ago. I've written, I think, 11 books, one of which is published. The others are all just on my computer chilling. And then I moved to board games because I realized nobody wanted to read books. I was a chemist. Yeah, I'm currently a chemist as a job, but about halfway through college, I realized that chemistry sucked and I didn't want to do it. And I realized I liked creative writing or creating games. I liked making things, fun things for people. But that doesn't make you any money, so I got a real job, and now I did that on the side. Anyway, back in the game. So we have 1-1. I should update the score for the riffle, the shuffle. And we have gone to the game 3, which is both players picking their factions that they entered the tournament with. Sartosa and No Nehek versus the Snake Knights. Publishing takes a while, real human being, especially if you want an editor. Now, if I put them out, like, if I just took the Word docs and made them with that book to print thing I mentioned earlier, they'd be there, but I don't have a professional editor who gives me advice on story beats or something, so there might just be things that people don't really like, I guess. I don't know. Because spelling, you can usually catch spelling errors by just rereading it, because everything... Hold on. Nope. Okay. Everything I write, before I consider it done, I reread it at least twice myself, so I catch most of the dumb spelling errors, but an external editor was nice. And I had one for that Valhalla Forever. The company gave me one. And they had some notes that, like, this chapter doesn't really fit here, or this character arc doesn't make any sense. Though they totally... Okay, I'm so pissed at that company, because they sucked, kind of. I noticed in the book... that one character, I lost their voice halfway through the book. Like, they switched accents, and no one caught it. Like, I also missed it. A literal editor's job is to catch that. So at one point, someone goes from being... I don't know how to put it without spoiling it, but let's just say French. There's like a French person that by the end of the book is just like, hey, how you doing, buddy? And it's like, no, they're they're French. They're supposed to be like, oh. Anyway. Can you make a shitpost book about the Warhammer community? It would be a perfect prize. Oh, thanks. I'm sure they'll love that. Has Miss Rat read them? She read one. She read the published one, and she thought it was good. She's not a big fan of young adult work, so I don't know. But you'll edit for me, thanks, bud. Anyway, we're gonna focus on game till the next very long army building phase. For the Court of Libras and Riffle Shuffle, we have the Eyes of the Desert, the Tomb Scorpion, who also counts towards the Snake models, the two Venom Knights, because they are extremely good, and Necropolis Knights with no halberds this time. And for the hero kit, we have a Necrotect, a Lich Priest of Nehekara, and we have a Tomb King on horse. Front line is a bunch of spearmen. Lovely, lovely. And two Carrions in the sky to counter Gunbats this time. That is a nice adaptation. Out of the Riffle Shuffle. For Sartosa, we have some zombie, pirate, deckhand mobs, and polearm variants. We have one deck gunner in the center, two man-eaters with great weapons, the Lamprey's Revenge, the Bloody Reaver deck guard. A lot of Bloody Reaver deck guard today. They are getting their time in the sun. We have a Fleet Admiral of Death with a pistol. She has Spirit Leech and Aspect of the Dread Knight. We have a Gunnery White and another Gunnery White, both with Scab Scrape. That is a tiny build. Is this really that expensive? Good God. Okay. Well, hopefully this stuff can all deal with the Snake Knights. Hopefully. I'm personally going to favor the red team this one with Riffle Shuffle. They're just... This army's so small, it's very hard for me to think it has enough to get there. Weird. I took the wait, I took the blocker down. Why is it still up? Oh, I took the scorecard down. God damn it. Yeah, I'm looking at the stream on the other screen. I can see it too. Yeah, it's down before the game actually starts. I always do that. See, now the scorecard isn't up. There we go. Lovely. Fixed it. Okay. Sorry about that little distraction. I have 5 Discord notifications, which I'm sure are my mods telling me to take that down. Carrion are getting blasted by deck gunners on the advance a little bit. Some easy poking. They were just here in case there were deck droppers, and there are none. Tomb Scorpion's taking a little bit of fire as well, but it looks like Riffle Shuffle's just taking his time getting a nice surround. Skeletons are all advancing. That is, you know, fulfilling the attacking rules just fine and dandy. Venom Knights of Asaf taking some more poking fire from the deck gunners. They really can't catch a break today. They just get shot by everybody. Okay. Oh, Mortis. Mortis giving me shit about the screen blocker. Okay, we're good. Carrion are now jumping in. We saw them almost jump in a little bit ago, but then they pulled away because it wasn't the right time to block down those guns. But now the guns are blocked. The Venom Knights can advance if they want to. Now these ones are pulling back, so they're currently getting Spirit Leashed a little bit, and they're getting shot by 2 Gunnery Wights, so they didn't really want to take all that damage. But I think Riffle Shuffle will get very aggressive on the front while everybody else is turned around. And we'll probably take out a lot of models. Wow, the Carrion are actually doing good work on those deck gunners just because deck gunners are so fragile. And there's a second Carrion unit to take the place. After this one dies, they can dive down on top too and make sure it just never gets to shoot again. Which is still a good trade. I think deck gunners are worth more than both Carrion combined. Either that or the exact same. These pole arms are desperately fighting against the Venom Knights, but with 40% physical resist from that spell, they're just getting deleted. Good Scab Scrape coming down, taking out some Tomb King's infantry. But the other unit of Venom Knights has gotten into the back line, though the Bloody Reaver Deck Guard are right on top of them, and they are just murdering those sneaky snakes. Ogres with great weapons are trying to fight, getting a little low on leadership, but ooh, especially getting blasted in the side by the Eyes of the Desert. Those guys are probably going to break here, though they are ITP. I didn't know that. Okay, they might not tear her out just yet. These Venom Knights are in real trouble. Those Bloody Reaver Deck Guard are getting their value today very, very quickly indeed. The Man-Eaters finally break, and the left flank, if we hold it from this angle, left flank has entirely collapsed for the Sartosans. Right flank is also going in the favor of... God damn it, what are you? Court of Libris, it looks like. But the center is doing okay for the blue team, and the back line is very favored for them. This big old blob of crabs is still doing quite well, and the Bloody Reaver Deck Guard are not going to be a meme this game. They are going to be very deadly. Very, very deadly. Some of the snakes are pulling out and around, just trying to get some better engagements than fighting the Bloody Reaver Deck Guard for 20 years. And the Deck Gunners actually somehow get back online. That is shocking. That is shocking. Where is the Tomb King? The Tomb King himself is getting Spirit Leached, and he is fighting amidst the Bloody Reaver Deck Guard. There's just nothing here that can deal with those guys. I'm just looking around, and everything is good for them to fight. The Eyes of the Desert maybe can kite them out and blast them, but it looks like they do get caught up a little bit here. And now there are some elite halberds on top of them. These units need to run away. They're taking so much damage. And they're trying to return it. The Tomb King has run back. He's fighting the Gunnery Wight. And ooh, this is a great catch from Riffle Shuffle. 2 sets of Necro Knights, one is the Venom Knights, are on top of the Gunnery Wights. Both of them will probably die and not be able to come back. The Eyes of the Desert are pulling away from those Bloody Reaver Deck Guard, and they are leaving all of these important units behind to chase off these Sepulchral Stalkers. That could be a big mistake from Ilmatar. We'll see if he can come back from that. The balance of power is about even, though with both these Gunnery Wights probably dying. I have to favor the red team very soon here. I'm sure we'll see that. There is a Ushapti summon once again for who and why. Not really sure. We'll find out. I'm guessing that's a red one. and it will appear and just go to fight the Bloody Reaver deck guard. That's probably a good trade from a summon. Now these knights are not having the best time. Ooh, and the Lich Priest of Nehekara is getting worked down by this Vampire Fleet Admiral of Death. Okay, so Riffle Shuffle is without any magic now, but he's picked off so many high-value units back here. Both Gunnery Wights are very low, probably going to die. Man-Eaters are going to break again. The ROR Rotting Promethean mob has either died or very close. They're getting there. So this back trade just went so well for the red team. Ushapti Summon is fighting the Bloody Reaver deck guard. That's a decent trade for them. The Bloody Reaver deck guard do have Hunger, though, which is essentially regen. Ooh, and that Spirit Leech on top of the Tomb King, and probably going to shoot him in the back with a pistol. He even took some Spork Stalker fire. He's probably going to die. Without leadership, that will leave the red team in a bit of a disadvantage. But they are undead. They only crumble. They do not run. So maybe not the worst thing in the world. One of the Gunnery Wights rallies. That one with only 38 health. There's no way he's coming back. Man-Eaters are desperately fighting, and this has been actually a hell of a game for being a giant blob fight. And I wonder, have we seen the blue team Ushapti summon yet? I think Ilmatar's holding on to it. But his Lord is very damaged. If he wants to get that in here, he should probably pop it just on the backside of these Necro Knights and keep them in the fight, and also hit them in the back. One Lord falls, but the red team is still in the advantage. Riffle Shuffle might just take it all the way. We will see. With almost no heroes, he has Necrotect. I wonder if he has any restores left. All of his Necro Knights need it. All of them need it quite badly. Bloody Reaver deck guard are fighting some Skeleton Spearmen, chopping the absolute shit out of them. But I wonder if they can carry this whole game on their back. Vampire Fleet Admiral of Death is so close to dead. Ooh, and there's a full health Tomb Scorpion. How am I missing you, buddy? Sorry about that. One last Spirit Leech coming down onto the Venom Knights is probably going to finish them all off. There's only one model left. It has 190 health. It's crumbling slightly. It's resisted a few ticks from that. It's resisted a lot of ticks from that, but it does eventually die. Can the Bloody Reaver Depth Guard do everything? We will see. Real human beings gotta go commit tax evasion. Alright. Alright. Zypher, who is Ilmatar. Ilmatar? God, I hope I'm saying that right. It's DBD Ilmatar. He's PE something. PE Pirate and Trencher. Yes, that one. Go, Snakes, go. Rat Boys, the coast has no Shopty summon. Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. Their little thing's yellow, and I'm just used to that being Tomb King's. Bloody Reavers are still fighting, and the balance of power is not army losses yet. I mean, they are pretty good halberd units. Maybe they can kill the Tomb Scorpion, though Riffle Shuffle has positioned the Sepulchral Stalkers very well. Let's just get right behind them, get a free shot in the back, and they get army lost. That will be the GG. Chosen One, you really want to see those Undead Terror out? It was looking close. That pistol vampire did a lot of work. Gunnery Wights got shut down a little bit by Sneaky Snakes. 2,000 value on the Bloody Reaver depth guard, whatever. And pretty well on the Rotting Prometheans Gunnery mob. The deck gunners just got shut down too early by Carrion, unfortunately. On the other side, Basic Tomb King did fine. Skeleton Spearmen did fine. They actually traded up against Pirate Gunnery mobs, but the Sneaky Snakes at it again. Sneaking and snaking their way to victory. To Snictory. GG, well played. That was a banger series. That was a banger series. Alright, Ice Power, get in here. Face your mortality. Ice is coming. Best of 3, same pick band system. Okay. And Ice is here. That'll take us to that game. Boom. Riffle Shuffle is here. Riffle picks first on a new map. I need a new map. The Lost Crater. We haven't played that today, and it's a desert map, and it's my favorite. Map set. GG. Yes, Jeremy, he had... I could pull the blocker back up this time intentionally. He had a Tomb Scorpion, which is also on there because it's kind of snaky and poisony-ish. I didn't have a faction that included Tomb Scorpions in any way, and I thought the Court of Libras would fit it. So he had a Tomb Scorpion. He had 1 Necro Knight, 2 ROR campaign Venom Knights. That word. And he had the Eyes of the Desert. So he was fine. I checked. I'm not always horrifically incompetent, just usually. Just usually. And alarmingly incompetent. Okay. Ice Power. Total War versus the dreaded Riffle Shuffle. And I didn't mention it at the start of the stream, but most people know, because it's been a part of my Discord conversation for a while, whoever wins this gets to set the Discord picture for at least a week, probably longer, because I always forget to change it back, as long as it's PG-13 or under. Don't really want just a picture of a penis. That's not really what I want for my Discord picture. Yeah, the Tomb Scorpion counts as a snake just because there's no single entity model of a snake. Besides, like... Okay. Yeah, there's no single entity model of a snake besides Khalida herself. So what I was essentially forcing, if I just did snakes, what I was forcing is you to take a bunch of cavalry-esque monster infantry, because, you know, snakes are kind of in between, but you know they're all going to be 12 to 24-ish models, and that means anything that counters them counters at least 5 units on this faction, and that seemed like a lot. So then I threw in the Tomb Scorpion, we're like, or an SCM. And Tomb Scorpions aren't that strong anymore, so it didn't seem that impressive. Just wanted them to be. I'm not always incompetent, but when I am, I drink everything. I drink whatever I find under the sink. Particularly bleach. Bleach goes very well with a properly grilled fish. Chef's kiss. Thanks, Cyrus. That's funny. I'm not going to repeat that, but it's fun. Oh, I want to go annoy Miss Rat, and I want to go play with the dog. But I have to sit here and watch and wait for the picks. I wish everyone had preloaded builds for these weird tournaments with different rules. I just wish people would know these were coming, know instantly what their matchups are going to be on the right map, and just have it loaded, and you can just load it and go. Is that too much to ask? There's thunder outside. I don't know if anybody can hear that. So we have Ice Powers, Followers of Nagash versus Riffle Shuffle's Luther Harkin's Mad Lads for the first game. Ice Power did come into this tournament as the Followers of Nagash, so he will play them again in Game 3 if we get that far. And I doubt he will let Riffle Shuffle play the Snakes in Game 2. I doubt it. So far, Riffle Shuffle's proven quite good at them. The first game, he maybe could have won versus Ilmatar, but Ilmatar? That is just... I am failing that so bad. He maybe could have won that one, but he didn't have any air or ranged pressure to really deal with the bats. And we saw in Game 3, he immediately just corrected that, and that was really nice. Okay, I need to message somebody. Slightly longer. I'm playing in BBB Cool Umbrellas tournament today. And is that open, actually? Hold on. Before I try to promote someone's thing, let's actually make sure it's open. Oh no, I closed my stream, son of a bitch. Not the stream, but the... There we go, the chat. Hi, chat. I get a girlfriend to annoy? That's not why I wanted to have one, but it is a perk. Okay, check it. Boom. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's limited. So if anybody feels like playing more tonight, BBB Legendary Lords Tournament 2 is being hosted by Cool Umbrella in about 40 minutes from now. I'll be playing in that as Deathmaster Snitch. Should be a good time. If you really just want to troll me, you could all join in mass as Beastmen with Morgar the Shadow Cave, so he's a flying lord I can't deal with. That'd be pretty funny. Hi, Jeremy. Again. Why are you saying hi? You've been here. Or did you leave and come back? I don't know. I don't know. Starts in an hour and 40? Oh. Oh. I'll be fine. Also, I just lied. To a whole stream. Okay, so if anybody feels like playing in about 2 hours, it's not 40 minutes, 2 hours. Apparently the check-in is 2 hours long. Because Cool Umbrella is a sociopath. That wasn't nice. That wasn't nice at all. You shouldn't say that, human boy. Oh well. Dude, I got involved in a rules discussion, and it was pretty civil. It was pretty civil. We all had a bunch of fun actually. I think. I don't know. Maybe if people were being negative, then I missed the cues. Yeah. I think Cal Harmon got a little mad at me because I was insisting Chameleon Stalkers are ranged units, and he didn't agree. He had some valid points. He didn't agree, though. I don't know. I guess the main point I made was I said if you had a guy, and I was half joking, so I guess maybe that could have upset somebody. But I said, if you have a guy on a train with a rocket launcher and a knife, do you say, watch out for that guy with a knife? Or do you say, watch out for that guy with a rocket launcher? Okay. I know the blocker's up this time. This time I 100% do. I'm just checking some things. So we need 9 different unit types. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. Perfect. And then we need 5 vampire counts units and no Lore of Nehekara. We have 2 Felbats. We have 2 Crypt Ghouls, 3 Crypt Ghouls. Perfect. Now the blocker can come down. Everything is in order. We're back at it. Well, that's a stupid rules discussion. Civilities for the week? Nah, dude. That's the only rules discussion. It was nice. Like, the people who disagreed with me all made really good points, and that was just fun. I hate it when it all becomes like typos and shit, or like, oh, you made a typo, your argument's invalid. It's like, no, their argument makes a lot of sense. They meant to say like or, and instead they typed you are or something. How big, Crimson Shiv, how big is the knife? Not as big as the rocket launcher. Why do you say watch out for that guy with a train? That is a wrong comparison. It was just one example, but anyway. We could talk about it at another day, but for now we're talking about Ice Power versus Riffle Shuffle, and I have a bunch of Discord messages. Are they important? I'll check them after. Great. They're not from either of the players of this immediate game. So, for the Riffle Shuffle MD, we have some deckhand mobs and deckhand mobs with pole arms. We have 1 Scurvy Dog. We have a Felbat and 2 handguns in the sky. We have Luther Harkin on foot yet again with just Hornswoggle. Fleet Captain of Vampires also on foot with Invocation of Nehek and the Summon. Gunnery White on a Crab. Doing fine. I thought I heard something distressing, but it was actually just one of Hazel's squeaky toys. I was like, is Hazel in pain? Do I need to go over there? Hazel's my dog. Lamprey's Revenge, 2 units of bombers, it looks like, and we have 1 handgun mob and another gunnery mob with just pistols. You'll love to see it. For ice power, we have 3 Crypt Ghouls, 2 Fell Bats, 3 Carrion, 2 Chariots, 1 Nehekara Horseman, Arkin the Black with Spirit Leech, and it looks like Aspect of the Dread Knight yet again. Yes, Aspect of the Dread Knight, 2 Shopty Great Bow, neither of which is the Chosen of the Gods, and then we have Skeleton Warriors and Skeleton Spearmen as the front line. Ooh, another Chariot off in the distance. So we have 2 Chariots. And we are off. Now the Tomb Kings will have a severe range disadvantage, both from the cannons and from the gunnery mobs that they can advance a little bit. Handgun mobs do really good damage. Sorry. I had to. My trolling instinct is too strong. Okay, anyway, what was I talking about? Handgun mobs do a lot of damage to a Shopty Great Bow if they get within range. So Ice Power is actually going to have a tough time here. I think he's fighting a little bit of an uphill fight. Now his build's very good. He can pressure a lot of the gun bats very effectively. And he can even pressure the backline a little bit. I just think he's at a little bit of a disadvantageous matchup on this map. But we will see. You Shopty Great Bow getting great value onto the Promethean's gunnery mob right away, but they do have regen and Invocation to Heck. They will largely be fine. Spirit Leech coming in on top of these handgun bats, and that will do a lot of damage. Good lord. That is very aggressive. And these chariots can actually have pretty free roam of the map as long as they avoid any of the crab characters, but they will be careful about those handgun bats. I imagine in the late game, if they're all still very alive, they will be quite happy to roll over the rest of this game. Ooh, beautiful Scab Scrape coming in there from Riffle Shuffle. Takes out almost a full unit of Skeleton Warriors. And the Crypt Ghouls have not quite gotten engaged yet, but once they do, they will flay through a lot of chaff infantry. Okay, sorry. I got distracted by something. Skeleton Chariots coming in, immediately running away from the handgun mobs, taking a lot of damage on the way out. But these Crypt Ghouls can maybe get on top of them and kill them quite quickly. Shopty Great Bows have been slow pushing up. It looks like the cannons have been trying to fire at them this whole time. But something I've noticed when I play Empire in this matchup is a similar thing. You do a lot of damage at first, but you have a hard time sealing the deal on a Shopty Great Bows. Once they get less models, it seems like the cannons get less accurate. Maybe less targets to shoot at. Ooh, that is some beautiful bomber action going on there. Owie, those guys are getting their value today. Crushing a lot of units up there. A little bit of friendly fire, but the Vampire Coast does not care about that too much. Gun bats are trying to chase down these chariots who are getting a little bit of healing from the Realm of Souls passives, but they will be running away. Now that being said, Ice is abusing one side of the map while the gun bats are on the other side, and he's just running away wherever they are. I imagine if they pull back this way, I imagine we'll see that chariot also come back this way and just play a little bit of peekaboo with them. Now some Carrion and Fellbats are trying to get in here, trying to fight with the Deck Droppers handguns, but they do get shot by a pistol mob. And it looks like it is a summon on the ground. And the Ushopti summon comes in on top of the cannon. So Ice is getting aggressive here, trying to shut down the ranged at last. Ushopti Great Bow are still decently healthy, all things considered. Decent amount of ammo left. If they can be kept alive in the late game, they will do great work on the Gunnery Crab and the Grab Mob. Ice Power's air power has now finally come in and gotten fully engaged. All the gun units on the ground are distracted. That was the word I was looking for. And that's why he waited so long with his air units. He just didn't want to get shot out with the sky. But now he can actually get in here and get on top of these gun bats and do some really good work. Chariots are all still very healthy, still have a lot of models. And that has been some good, very patient play. Ice Power sacrificed a lot of infantry units to try to keep these things alive. But it might just pay off for him in the late game. Crypt Ghouls are on top of two different zombies, one of which is a summon. But I think they'll largely be okay there. Where is Arkin? Arkin is off on one side, just dodging handgun bats for now. Fellbats are fighting off Carrions and other Carrion because of all the gun support from the ground. I imagine there's maybe even a Hornswoggle involved. Those Fellbats, man. In this tournament, Fellbats are just doing the work of the gods. Carrion are now diving in on top of Carronades, just trying to distract them for a little bit. And state of the battle, Vampire Coast is slightly ahead on the balance of power. I would also agree in the state of the game they're slightly ahead. But as I mentioned before, if you run out of things that can kill the chariots can punch way above their weight class. And Ice is still shooting at the Lamprey's Revenge, knowing that they're one of the few units that can stand in melee. and fight his chariots. These gold chevroned carrion are now chasing down. Yep, they're both gold chevroned actually. They're trying to chase down these deck droppers with handguns, really take them out of the fight as one of the 2 things left on the map that can take out the chariots. Chariots are cycle charging these carronades a bit, maybe even trying to poke Luther Harkon, but that's not the best trade for them in the whole world. Ushapti in the back are running low on ammo, but they're now not out just yet. They're firing in. There's no summons left in the field for the Vampirates right now, so I don't think that they have anything inflated. And the Ushapti summon has faded away. So this bounce of power, I think, is as real as we're going to get. As I say that, it looks like a summon is coming in, with some overcast damage. You hate to see it if you're a Vampire Coast fan. Chariots charging in and out, some Crypt Ghouls are slowly crumbling away, and the Gunbats are being chased down. This is quite close. Arkin's at half health, and he's not nearly the combatant that any of the Vampire Coast characters are. I don't know if Ice has enough stopping power left to take this out. Now that pistol mob is a summon. Those handgun bats are near a healing cap, but they're also being chased around. They'll probably die. But I think Luther and the Crabs can maybe carry this. Especially how are we doing on Ushapti shots? Almost out. Yeah, Luther and the Crabs are going to be very hard to kill. And you can see, oh boy, those Prometheans, as we mentioned, can apparently really work on those chariots. With Luther's help, and he was just blasting them from point-blank range, they are quite dead. Ark in the Black and Nakar Horsemen are advancing a little bit. And where should their Spirit Leeches go? Probably just the Vampire Fleet Captain. Probably? Guess she's the squishiest to that sort of thing. Carrion are still chasing around those deck droppers with handguns. They're still running for their lives. I guess the Carrion are... Yeah, they're faster. They should be catching them, but... I don't know. Bats are weird. That summon's going to fade very soon. Ushapti are all out of ammunition. Balance of Power is now turning away from the Tomb Kings a bit, and I would be forced to agree. I'm curious how it'll look when that summon fades, though. Wow, pistol summons last a long time. Good lord. Still going. Finally, all the bats are dead, and now these Carrion are rulers of the sky for one brief moment before they die. Nakar Horsemen are going to frontal charge. A Spirit Leech was used onto the Lamprey's Revenge, and it looks like the Staff of Nagash was cast, so maybe another Spirit Leech will come in here in just a second. Chariots are trying to run down Luther Harkin. Maybe going to do a little bit of damage, but I think that might be too much to ask. Another Spirit Leech coming down, but this one is on top of the Gunnery White instead. And Ark in the Black has charged Luther before trying to run away. Luther's firing his pistol backwards, taking out a whole chariot model. And it looks like Arkin's going to come back in. Can he get a good hit in? Chariots kind of do. Arkin does not. Which is very unfortunate for Ice. Ushapti are fighting, but they are just outclassed. Unless Arkin and these chariots can take out all these crabs, this might be the end of his reign. Kind of surprised Balance of Power is even this favored. I mean, it's a Gunnery White, Rotting Promethean ROR, Caster, Luther versus just Arkin at this point. Oh, and he's Hornswoggled. That is no good. He's going to get shot in the back as he runs. Unless, what did that cast? Another Spirit Leech. Another Spirit Leech. And Ice is fighting to the end, but the end has come. Very well played. Very well played. And who's messaging me? What do you want? Okay, it's just a bunch of @heres that I haven't muted. Okay. Alright. That was a big strike of thunder. Don't know if anybody heard that. That was, gosh darn. Ice Power! 1600 value on Ark in the Black. His frontline did frontline stuff and died. Crypt Ghouls tried to fight, but there wasn't very much for them to fight. There was just a bunch of crabs. Nakar Horsemen died. Chariots did their best. Gold Chevron Carrion chased down what they needed to, and the Ushapti Great Bow did well, but there was not enough ammo. If they had infinite ammo, they probably would have won because they were safe. They just ran out of pew-pew. For Riffle Shuffle, his build, a lot of the damage was spread out. Most of it was in, it looks like, his ROR and his characters. They did really well. Some Guds did fine. Yeah. Spread out value. Spread out value. GG, well played. Okay. We need 2 more maps that are deserty but don't suck. And I really don't want to bust out any meme maps right now in a final. It's not for money, but it's still, the prize is still a prize, and you don't really want to troll. Plains of the Dead is not a good map. It's not a good map. We'll do Boofdar. Boofdar is kind of not a desert, but it's not luscious either. Map set. Ice pick non Nagash. Band 2. And then I'll read all the chat messages in just a second. I am not going to forget the gosh darn score for once. I'm so bad at the changing the score right away. And I'll get the blocker up so we can all see what the factions entail that they're picking. Okay, Jordan Crate Sirhal. I would really like to feel the guy was overcompensating. Also, is this train a train robbery like an Old Western, or is he just a heavily armed on a commuter train? Like an Old Western, I'd say. A Claymore tank with Claymore mines strapped all over it and Claymore swords on the front for stabbing things. From Jeremy. Okay. Alright. The train is actually the scariest weapon if he's driving it? Yeah, that's true. That is true. Guess it's insurance against bat cheese, but as we saw, it doesn't really help. Fighting the gunbats is hard. TKs don't have answers to bat cheese. It could be archer spam. Hey, Hazel! Why are you upset, sweet pup? The puppy's very upset. Oh, the puppy's very upset. The door's shut because she is a little disruptive at times. I'll stream with like a camera watching her if she's sleepy, but right now she's really up in arms. So she might grab the wires of the mic and pull them out. Oh yeah, the rocket launcher analogy, if we care to go into that. Chameleon Stalkers in banner rolls don't count as ranged or 360 units. So you could have a build that's, I think I got 19 ranged units and then a caster. Not that it's an effective build, but I was proving a point that you could have all ranged units. And we were arguing about it. And you're only getting my side of the story, right? So Cal Hartman has some really good points. And I'm not going to present them very well because I don't remember them perfectly. And also it's the other side of the argument, so I didn't believe in them. Yeah, anyway. But like, so my argument was that Chameleon Stalkers, if they're running away from like Throt the Unclean or Larry on her Eagle, if they throw the grenades, they're going to do about 2/3 of that target's health, or a lot of damage. And that should be considered a range unit. They do a lot of damage. And also, when they're sprinting at a front line, they throw the grenades in front of them, softening up that front line. If it's a low leadership unit like my Skaven are, and that's bias, obviously. I love my Skaven. If they throw grenades at Skaven Slaves will break before melee even starts if the grenades hit well, and rout immediately. So they enter melee having done half of a unit's health, or if it's Throt, like 2/3 of his health, with these grenades, and they never entered melee. For me, if the unit gets its value out of its ranged asset, it's ranged. And I ran a test where I took 2 Empire Swordsmen, Marcus Wolfhart with a net, and then I netted in a way so that the AI had 2 chameleon stalkers, and I netted one so that it had to fight my swordsman. And I got a couple grenades off, but then when it got into the melee, it lost terribly to the swordsman. Just absolutely terribly. And the other one, the AI ran away and threw all of its grenades at the swordsman, and by the time it turned and fought, they routed before melee even started. So then one unit had full health and killed the swordsman unit, and the other one was dead, and the swordsman unit had half health left. And I made the argument that this unit is clearly a better unit when it's using its range capabilities, therefore it's a ranged unit. And Cal Harmon was saying that it's a melee shock unit, and since you can't, again, I can't do his argument justice because I don't remember what it was, and I don't believe in it. But he was saying things about like you use it as a shock unit, you don't use it as a ranged unit, because ranged units you would protect them or run away, whereas chameleon stalkers are usually running towards the enemy. So that was the discussion. And then that's where I made the analogy about if you saw a guy with a rocket launcher and a knife, would you say watch out for that knife or watch out for that rocket launcher? But it was a pretty fun conversation. Made me consider a lot of different points. Benzodiazepam saying bat cheese made from bat milk. Very gross. Jeremy, at least a bat is a mammal. That makes it a little better. Certainly better than carrion cheese. In Rome 1 and 2, the javelins don't count as ranged from the Legionnaires. Benzo, I'm out here every day milking bats just to make disgusting cheese. You love it. If we focus on the game, Ice Power has picked the Blessed Dread, and Riffle Shuffle has picked Libras. So if Riffle Shuffle loses this, he will have 2 games in a row on the Snake Knights. And if Ice Power wins this, he will go back to Nagash. So actually, that's funny. If Ice Power wins this, it'll be the exact same thing that happened in the Riffle Shuffle DBD Ilmatar series, where both people took their original factions and lost on them, and then game 3 was both of the losing factions fighting. So that's pretty funny. If Ice wins. If Riffle Shuffle wins this right here, it's 2 over and it's done. I wonder what they're taking. What game? There's a game going on? Nah, dude. Just looking at Ice's build, it fulfills all the rules. Other than that, it's looking like a good build, but I don't want to talk about it, obviously. And Riffle Shuffle's build fulfills all the rules, and it is also looking very interesting. Very interesting. I'm excited. Let's get in a game. Let's do this. Oh, wait. I'll pull up the chat, then ready, so I can still see what's going on. Riffle Shuffle is ready. Is Ice Power ready, though? Is he ready for the fate that is about to befall him? There's actually a unit I'm surprised he's not using, and I will talk about it once we're into the game, not right now, for obvious reasons. We're on Carrick Bufdar, game 2 of the finals, best of 3. Whoever wins this best of 3 gets to pick the picture for our Discord, as long as it is not ridiculously inappropriate. Basically, if it could make it into... I suppose some of you are Europeans and you don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I don't know. PG-13, you get it. I was going to reference some American cartoons and stuff, but... just never mind. Just never mind. I'll sit here in my lonely American life and think of all the Europeans laughing at me. Tee-hee, they say. Tee-hee. Laugh at the American boy. Ice Power's switching up their build a lot. Changing. Riffle Shuffle's now ready. And the unit that I was surprised about is... once we are loaded, good. I thought Ice Power would take the Black Arc Corsairs with hand bows, but he did not. Interesting choice. I don't know, obviously. Obviously, the dude knows what he's doing. It's just like My brain says 360 kiting unit could do pretty well against the snakes. And I don't know, I guess maybe Tomb King's archers could take care of him, but I don't know. I think the Black Ark Corsairs 360 unit would be good here. We know you want cultured pictures of Queek. Oh lord. Why does that sound French? I don't know. Ice is moving his army around a bit, so we'll go look at the Tomb Kings quick. We have the Venom Knights of Asaph. It looks like 2 of them, which is good, grand, fine. And the Eyes of the Desert. Then we have double Tomb Scorpion. And the spicy bit was 3 Nehekara Warriors. You do not see them very often. I frequently hear they are bad units. And in my own experience, I tend to agree that they're pretty bad. So we'll see if they're good here. Other than that, 3 Skeleton Spearmen, 1 Skeleton Warrior. And it looks like we have our usual crew of the Tomb King on a horse, Lich Priest of Nehekara on the ground, and a Necrotect with Restore and the Whip thing. What does the Whip thing even do? Wrath of the Creator, 5 melee attack, and armor piercing damage for all those spooky, spooky knights. On the side of Ice Power, we have 2 Cold One Knights again, 1 Dark Rider just for some sweeping, 2 Reaper Bolt Throwers, a Sorceress of Death with Soul Blight and Spirit Leech. We have a Manticore in the sky, a Caniate Assassin on the ground, Lokir Felheart on foot. We have 5 Black Ark Corsairs and 3 Dread Spears. Very nice stuff. Lokir has the Dread Duelist in his armor that gives him regen, and the Caniate Assassin has Assassin's Trophy and Web of Shadows. The pseudo Soul Stealer, but not quite as potent. Good builds. Good builds. I worry about the Venom Knights being able to just run over this Dark Elf force. I'm curious what Ice has to take them out. The Reaper Bolt Throwers will be good, but I meant once they get into combat, it'll be hard. Do the Tomb Kings have generic Caster Lords? No. They literally have a tomb, the guy called a Tomb King, and they have all the legendary ones. That's it. That's it. And game 2 is about to begin. I have nothing against Riffle Shuffle. Nothing at all. I am hoping Ice Power will win because I want to go to game 3. That is my bias for a good series, not towards one player or the other. So, let's go game 3. They are advancing. Tomb Scorpions. I just had a panic attack that there was 6 single entities on the red roster, but there are not. We are good. Don't know why I thought that, but I was scared. Tomb King dodging some shots, but he will spot the Caniate Assassin, who will throw a little shuriken at him and miss. That's going to be the highlight of that man's day, is he almost hit a Tomb King once. Sneaky Stalkers are going to get spotted here because of the Caniate Assassin. They might start taking a lot of harassment. But the Reaper Bolt Throwers have a ton to do. They have to kill the Tomb Scorpions. They have to kill the 2 Venom Knights of Asaph. They have to kill the Sparkle Stalkers. So these are very, very important units, and I wonder if they even have the time or the ammunition to take out all the things they need to do. It's the Empire, Norska, and Brett have faction. Empire, Norska lack a basic Caster Lord. Bretonia does have them. They have the Prophetesses. You just don't see them because they're bad. But yeah, they have the Prophetesses because they have the item Assault of Stone. So they're very meme heavy. Dark Elf frontline is advancing while the Tomb Kings pull back a little bit. Their Nehekara Warriors are advancing, and Nehekara Warriors are going to probably get bodied by the Black Ark Corsairs without any help. Yeah, because they don't have any anti-infantry. It says anti-infantry, but they don't actually have any anti-infantry stats to help them. Their armor is low. Their stats are all lower than the Black Ark Corsairs without the anti-infantry stuff. So, anyway, long way of saying that's not going to be a good trade for them. This is a heavy flank overload from the Tomb Kings. I wonder if Ice can abuse this somehow. Is that a Web of Shadows? No, it's Soul Blight. Where's the Web of Shadows? I would like to see it here. There's a lot of expensive units that can get shut down a bit. Cold One Knights get immediately butchered. even with the Soul Blight down, they just do not have a good time at all. Dark Riders are running in to try and just block them up and salvage the situation a little bit. And the Manticore is now coming over. But we can see the Dark Elf front line is getting run over a bit by just all these Knights and Tomb Scorpions and all this random bullshit. Web of Shadows does come down now, hitting all these units. That is very nice. And there's some Spearmen coming in to support the Canadian Assassin and tie some stuff down. Lokir was chasing off the Sparkle Stalkers, got good damage. Now he has to come back. That Manticore is currently standing in reserve. I wonder where Ice is going to send it in the combat. He has to send it somewhere. And Cold One Knights do get charged standing still. That is a little tough for them, though. Right now they're in like a 30v5. So maybe they can fight that, but it doesn't look like they will. They will immediately run away. Dark Elves are ahead-ish on the balance of power, but in the game state, I feel like they're just being driven back everywhere. Black Ark Corsairs are holding their ground, fighting as hard as they can. Tomb Scorpion is currently fighting a Manticore and Lokir Fellheart. That is a good trade for the Dark Elves. They're fighting very well there. One of the Bolt Throwers is incapacitated very soon. It's still... There it is. Now they're off the War Machines and having a hard time. What can the Dark Elves do against such reckless hate? Almost kill the Lich Priest is one thing. Lokir Fellheart can try to solo carry fighting the Tomb King. That's another good one. And maybe this Manticore can come in behind it and get a rear charge. No, he's going after the caster. So Ice is just opting to ignore the Venom Knights for the moment, throw Chaff and Knights at them and stuff. But Lokir and the Manticore are going after the Lord structure. Not a bad choice at all. And Dark Elves are still slightly ahead on the balance of power. Tomb Kings are dragging it slowly back towards the middle. But this is a close one. It felt very Tomb King favored, but slowly and surely the Dark Elves have gooned out a lot of very important things. One of the Venom Knights is about to crumble away, it looks like. Unless it rallies here, which it just does, just barely. This Reaper Bolt Thrower is courageously firing at almost point-blank range. Manticore's hovering above the frontline battle, but the Black Ark Corsairs have won most of these fights quite handedly, and he does now rear charge the Tomb King over there. Sorceress of Death is keeping herself safe. Ooh, and as I say that, she might get caught by the Venom Knights. Oh, that has so much damage on the charge. Ice immediately pulls her away off to safety, and she Spirit Leeches them as she runs. Ushopti Summon is here, and once it fades away, that balance of power will go back a little bit more in favor of the Dark Elves. This Feral Manticore is rampaging and getting worked on by this Tomb King. Alright, he's no Cetra, but he is a fighter, and that is a critical loss for the Dark Elves. Hopefully it'll get up in the sky and rally. If it stays on the ground for too long, that will be a bit of a tragedy. The Tomb Kings have very little infantry left to help them do any of the fighting. Ooh, and Sorceress of Death is helping Dark Riders fight the Venom Knights. That is somehow kind of working, and I am all about it. That is interesting. So that Tomb King is low. Sparkle Stalkers are quite healthy and have a lot of ammo, but how much can they really get done? Tomb Scorpion is doing fine on health, and this one in the backfield is also doing decently. It looks like most of the sneaky Snake Knights have been taken care of. Somehow the Dark Riders banded together with the Sorceress of Death to rally the backfield and take out the last Venom Knight. And now the Dark Elves are in a really good position. They have a Canid Assassin who can kite pretty effectively. One of their Bolt Throwers is back online. Another Bolt Thrower crew is back on rallied, but they're staying away from the Tomb Scorpion. But they will eventually get back to their little homes. These Necro Knights are crumbling away with only 150 health. And I think Ice has control of this game. That was a good comeback from what looked like a terrible starting situation where just every front was crumpling as soon as it was touched, honestly. But the Black Ark Corsairs, maybe them just slowly grinding it out was enough to pull Ice into a victory. The brave Dark Elf Pirates. We'll be going to a game 3. It looks like. I doubt this one Tomb Scorpion can carry this enough, honestly. Necrotech getting worked on a bit by Lokir and the Canid Assassin. He's going to die pretty quick. Spirit Leech and some Bolt Thrower fire coming in, and that will be army losses. GG. Do the dwarves have Rune Lords? Yeah. Yeah, the dwarves have Rune Lords. 'Cause they have one of the best dwarven voice lines in the game. I'm a Rune Lord, not some smith. Lokir got 1,000 value. King of Assassin got 1,850. That's pretty nice. Sorceress got 1,000. Manticore paid for itself, got 900. Both the bolt throwers did very well. Even if that one didn't get enough damage, it was very crucial to making Tomb Kings. Stress in advance. Black Ark Corsairs all fought bravely to the very end. Cold One Knights really had a hard time, but I guess they served their purpose. And these Dark Riders were chads. They were heroes. For the Tomb Kings, the Tomb King himself did okay. Other than that, these were supportive units. The Hekar Warriors, I guess 2 of them paid for themselves, but I still don't really believe in them. And it was mostly on the Venom Knights, who were not quite able to carry the game that time. All right. Last game. Use the factions you signed up with. And again, we have the 2 technically losing factions fighting off for all the marbles. Yeah, they are. What is a good final map that's still Tomb Kingsy? Because now it's Tomb Kings versus Tomb Kings. Okay. We ran out of desert maps after a whole tournament, but it's Tomb Kings, Tomb Kings. We're going to Valley of Thieves. It is the followers of Nagash, the traitors to Tomb King kind, Cetra's mortal enemy, versus the Court of Liberas. Also traitors to Tomb King time, if you care about the end times at all, where the Court of Liberas was ordered to hold their city against a flank so Cetra could fight off the hordes of Nagash. And I think it was Neferata. Anyway, someone walked up to, one of the vampires walked up to Khalida and said, "Hey bro, wanna go see a movie?" And they were like, "Fuck yeah!" And all of her armies left the city, and then Cetra's flank collapsed because Khalida just pieced out with her sister. I'm pretty sure that's Neferata. Anyway. I'll get the screen blocker back up more for people to know what these sub-factions are bringing, more than to actually cover any armies, because I haven't clicked on anybody yet. Though I suppose I could click on them and see that we have the units we need. Okay. Okay. Both builds are currently legal. I'll just see if they make any changes that make them illegal, but they're good. They're good. The Sneaky Snicks versus Arkan the Black. Yeah, Hank Cyrus coming in with the save. Neferata is the cousin of Khalida. Thank you. So it was Neferata, but I was wrong saying it was the sister. I just remember a Lore Master of Sotek video about it like a really long time ago, so don't hate me. I never read the books. RTK chat is poppin'. I wish I was there with all my friends. I wish I was there. Ice Power is in that chat. He's deafened right now, but I don't want to go in there, and if he like comes out of it and says something about his build on stream, that just would not be smart. That would not be smart. Looks like some of the PE guys are playing games. Wish I could hang out with them too. Looks like they're actually playing games, which is cool. Not a lot of people play Total War right now, dude. It's all about Vermintide and sodas and juice boxes. Yeah. Oh, I'm excited for this faction war that's coming up. The only other time I got to represent Skaven in faction war, I faced against Dactor's Norska in the first round. And he took a build I had never seen before with Norska, and they just overran me with... I don't want to say single entities, and it wasn't like a cheese build. It was a good build, I just had never seen it before. It was like 2 or 3 skin wolves, 2 or 3 chariots, 2 manticores, Wolfric on a horse, caster on a horse, and then a couple berserkers, some skirmish cav, but it was just their model count was stupid low, so Poison Wind didn't do very much, and there was too many single entity type units where like chariots and skin wolves and stuff busted through that I think I had 2 Giselles and the Teeth Breakers and they couldn't handle all of it. And it was just a brutal stomp. And that was sad. So I'm hoping this faction war goes a little better. Because it never feels good to just lose. And I don't want to say lose to cheese, because Dactor played very well, and like I said, it was a good build. But it was such a build... It was a build diff, and I wish I had lost, like, oh, it was a good game, and if Human Boy had played a little better, he could have won. It's like, no, this was over in the army draft phase, and I literally didn't have a chance. And it's just like, oh. And that feels bad. It just feels bad. Because it's, you know, it's part of the skill of the game is to build an army strong enough not to get cheesed like that, and clearly I didn't, so it sucked. These days my versus Norska build is much better, much more balanced, but now is too late to fix what was back then. And we are into game 3. I do need to give Ice Power his point. Boom boom. 1-1. Game 3 rubber match. Whoever wins this game right here changes our Discord picture and wins the title of being the greatest, biggest Chad in the history of great big Chads. For Ice Power, we have triple Fellbat and 2 Crypt Ghouls. He has completed his achievement that he needed to. Arc in the Black, no other caster, no rule breaks over there. For this side, I thought I saw 2 Tomb Scorpions. It looks like we have changed. We have 3 Snaky Snake Knights. We have 1 Sepulchral Stalker and a Tomb Scorpion. So, everybody's obeying the rules. Good. For Ice Power, we have 2-3 Nehakar Horsemen, some Tomb Guard with Halberds. I see 2 and another one, so it looks like 3 of them. We have the Kepler Guard, Tomb Guard ROR, 2 Crypt Ghouls, looks like 5 Skeleton Spearmen, 1 Ushabti Greatbow, non-ROR, Arc in the Black, with just Spirit Leech for his spells, and 3 Fellbats. Interesting build. Very little ranged. Very little. But all those Tomb Guards with Halberds are to stop these snakes. We have the Eyes of the Desert Sporkle Stalkers that we've seen a lot this tournament from Riffle Shuffle. We have a Tomb Scorpion, Necropolis Knights, 2 Venom Knights of Asaph, I'm sure are up here. Yes, they are. They're very good units. We have some Skeleton Warriors. Looks like 4 of them, 5 of them, 1 Nehakara. Ooh, 1 Kepler Guard as well. Lich Priest of Nehakara with the 60 armor debuff when it gets low enough, and Cursed Blades, and the protection of 40% physical resist that I can never remember the name, but you get the gist. Necrotect with only restore this time, and a Tomb King on his horse with nothing. I, from the builds, would favor Ice Power. He doesn't have a lot of range with these Ushabti Greatbows, but he also doesn't really need it. And he's definitely opting for the protect the 1 rather than have 3 and have like 2 of them get shut down anyway. 3 Halberd units is going to be very good against those Necro Knights. He has some Fellbats just for battlefield control, I guess, but there's no carrion or anything for him to worry about. Alright. Oh, they're there for counter Ushabti play. If there was Ushabti Greatbows on the other side, he could go shut him down when he needed to. But they're not here. So the bats might not get the most effectiveness, but I think the rest of the build's just so well made for what he's fighting. I think Ice still has an advantage, even if these 3 chaff units don't really have something to do. Alright. Ice is advancing a little bit with the fell bats, sees no ranged units that really threaten him, so he's just kind of looking around for some stalking units, see what he can see. He did notice the Eyes of the Desert earlier and immediately pulled back, so he knows that they're somewhere in this region of the map. Because Riffle Shuffle could have seen that he was seen and immediately, like, pull back into his own forces, you know? But they're not that fast. So Ice knows there's somewhere in that region I highlighted. And with the Fellbats sitting right here, they're going to spot him again pretty soon. Ark in the Black runs forward with a very Skaven tactic and summons Skeleton Warriors just to distract the upcoming force. Fulfill the attacking rule and stall the advance, put some pressure on his opponent's micro, do some free damage. It's all good stuff. Hank Cyrus, you are also correct. He has bats for the VC limit. I just meant their function in this battle is a little limited. But they are the cheapest VC unit he can take, so you're right. You're right. Necro Knights are getting Spirit Leech. That's some decent damage. Right away. And the Kepler Guard are advancing. Having a little bit of lag. We did also in the Ilmatar series. But we'll see if it continues. Oh. I know Ice and Riffle have had issues in the past connecting. But we'll hope they can make it through this one last game. They made it through 2 pretty fine. So let's hope it recovers. Hope it recovers, and it looks like it has. Or at least if it cuts out, I hope the game's in a state that we can say it's over. Because I really don't want a replay or not to replay debate on a for fun stream in the finals. That's not at all how anybody wants this to end. Alright. So Jeremy in the chat is rooting for Ice Power. The first Realm of Souls pops for Ice Power, and that's actually pretty bad. It's barely going to heal up any of his units. Because it's popping while everything's at full health, except for what it popped for was that summoned skeleton that just died. So that's a little unfortunate. These Necro Knights are not enjoying getting Spirit Leeched all the way here, but important point is that none of those Spirit Leeches are going on to the Venom Knights of Asaf. They're going on to the normal Necro Knights, which can be hard to tell the difference. So maybe a mistake there from Ice Power. Maybe he just wants to clear up one side, and he can focus all of his efforts on this overflank coming in the back. Never know. Sporkle Stalkers have been spotted, and Tomb Scorpion charges right through some Crypt Ghouls. Looks like it's trying to clear them out, and it will get good damage down. Fellbats are just supporting the front lines wherever they can, keeping an eye on these Knights. Maybe going to try to rear charge them if they ever fight Halberds and make it harder for them to leave. Maybe. Shopty Greatbows are still firing at something. It looks like they are now targeting the Venom Knights. And that is certainly a good play. Kepler Guard are both slapping each other, but one Kepler Guard is supported by Nehekar Horsemen and Tomb Guard with Halberds. Certainly that one will be in a bit of a better spot. Those Sporkle Stalkers, it looks like they're trying to fire, but they're getting obstructed by something. Don't know what they're shooting at. Maybe the Ushapti? And they can't shoot past Nehekar Horsemen? Hard to tell. But so far, we can see Riffle Shuffle's just been patrolling back and forth around the outside of this box, trying to find a way in, and he has had some trouble. Now he gets a good rear charge onto some Skeleton Spearmen, but they're pretty... I don't want to say useless, but they're a chaff unit. Definitely not what he wanted to get onto, and now he's getting surrounded by Nehekar Horsemen, and there are some Halberds coming in, and a Spirit Leech. Looks like Realm of Souls has fully activated for Ice Power. He will now have access to an Ushapti Greatbow, an Ushapti summon at some point. I wonder whose that is. That's a good position for either of their Ushapti, honestly. Probably Riffle Shuffles, the red. It is. Okay. I was going to say, Ice has no reason to really deploy his just now. He could hold on to it until there's better time. Tomb Scorpion and these Ushapti are trying to run in, but there's a lot of Ice's units back here that are good against all of them. Necro Knights are having a hard time fighting in all this chaos, and Skeleton Warriors are getting cut to pieces. I think Ice is off to an early lead. It looks like the Tomb King was sprinting after Ark in the Black, just trying to force him into melee, where the Tomb King would definitely win. Over here, the Necro Knights, the Venom Knights of Asaf are just killing everything around them. They are unhindered on this end. But on the other end, they are taking a lot of damage. Balance power is quite even, as these snakes that just never seem to die do keep on trucking along. I wonder when and where Ice will use his Ushapti summon. Venom Knights of Asaf bouncing out, trying to get on top of these Nehekara horsemen, keep them crumbling. The Kepler Guard in the middle for the red team of Riffle Shuffle is in real danger. Ark in the Black is going to take a charge against the Tomb King, and somehow neither of them hit each other, but that is a dangerous position for Ark in the Black. He needs to get out of there. Over here, whatever these units was fighting crumbled away. It looks like it was maybe the basic Necropolis Knights. Nope, they're over here. Probably have a restore on them after all this stuff. And again, the Lich Priest of Nehekara gets gooned out. I swear every time we see that unit is dying. Very fragile indeed. And the Necrotect is losing against the Kepler Guard as well. In the back here, this Tomb King is pinned in by Nehekara Horsemen and Fellbats, but he will beat all of them in combat. It looks like Ark in the Black might swing in here and try to get on top of that Necrotect, but oh, these Venom Knights are just staring at him, warning him not to even try it. It looks like he won't. He's going to pop the Staff in the Gash so he gets his Spirit Leech off cooldown. He will Spirit Leech those Venom Knights again. Ark in the Black is just being annoying. He's just running around the backfield. Now, he does have to be careful. He has the same-ish speed as these Venom Knights, and they get right on top of him. If Ark in the Black dies here, that is definitely game for Riffle Shuffle. It looks like the Ushapti Greatbow was taken to Pound Town by that other Ushapti. Maybe even some help from the Eyes of the Desert. But Ark in the Black is fully surrounded now by the Venom Knights, and he is in such trouble. Does he have a skeleton summon? Does he have anything to get himself out of this situation? Because this is really bad for him. The rest of the battle's going pretty well for the blue team, but this right here is a tragedy. And he can't get out. He's so blocked in by all these Venom Knights. They're doing so much damage to him. Oh no, he is fully surrounded by Knights, and that might be the end, maybe. There's a Spirit Leech going down. It looks like his Curse, I think that also does AoE damage, is going down. But he can't get out of those Knights. What else is going on? Tomb Scorpion diving around some Skeleton Spearmen. Tomb King killed all those guys we saw earlier. And the Skeleton Summon we mentioned does come in at last to try to save Arkin. He's a little low, but if you know anything about Arkin, you know that he can rally at really low health if he gets out of this pile. But it looks like Riffle Shuffle's not going to let him do that. These Snake Knights are all over. They're cutting through the Skeleton Warrior Summon, they're cutting through Ark in the Black, and even on the outside, the normal Necropolis Knights are just patrolling, making sure none of the Tomb Guard with Halberds can get to him, and they even think about charging in when he almost escapes. But that is a big, big catch for Riffle Shuffle. The Venom Knight's abilities, they just have high stats. They have 55 attack, 54 melee defense, no special abilities about them. The Necro Knights themselves are getting worked down by these Tomb Guards with Halberd. Ark in the Black will definitely crumble away. There's no way he recovers from that. And he will die. Now, what is left? Without Arkin, there are still 3 Tomb Guard with Halberd units, 2 of which are full health. There's Nehekara Horsemen that can run around. Against them are 2 Snake Knights with no healing left, a half-health Tomb Scorpion, Sepulchral Stalkers with almost no ammo. I don't think Ice is out of this yet. Honestly. Alright, there's some cycle charging going on, which is fine. The Tomb King, the Tomb Scorpion, and the Sepulchral Stalkers are all attacking, and that's fine. Once those guys are out of ammo, though, things besides SEMs will have to engage, or SEs will have to engage. And the Venom Knights are just trying to cycle charge over and over again, which is fine, as long as they're attacking somewhere else, which they are. And you can see Ice sends some Skeleton Spearmen up to deal with them. He's fine with them getting cycle charge to death and dying. He wants to keep his Tomb Guard with Halberds next to each other. He wants to keep the Kepler Guard, who are regenning. I swear these guys have regen. They do. Why aren't they regenning? What the hell? They have regen. Why aren't they regenning? Okay, that's dumb. Anyway, Tomb Guard with Halberds are advancing slowly to try to get involved in this, and that Tomb King was a little ambitious. Non-SE must engage. Okay, Venom Knights are coming now. Good, good, good. At first, it was just the Tomb Scorpion running in and everybody else was running away, and I'm like, that's not fine. Extra speed on Venom Knights too? It's possible. I just meant that they have higher stats. They don't have any, like, passives or anything that you need to really worry about. This Tomb King is in the middle of a bunch of halberds. He is not enjoying that one bit. Kepler Guard are still fighting, and now they're regen procced again. I don't know why it wasn't working earlier. That is a little odd. Yeah, maybe it's a campaign thing. Oh, they are a campaign unit. Nakar Horseman getting a nice charge in. And it looks like the snakes are staying in combat, which is good. No weird rules questions. Sparkle Stalkers are looking like they're trying to get their one last volley off. But all these halberds, man. All these halberds. The Venom Knights are not enjoying this time at all. There's two still very healthy units of Tomb Guard. There's the Kepler Guard that are slowly regenning. The Nakar Horsemen and that last Skeleton Spear are just not doing anything. They're not having a good time. And can Ice do this without Arc in the Black? I thought it impossible, but he might. I don't know about these Tomb Guards leaving. They should probably stay with the blob. They don't want to get run around. Kepler Guard still hanging in there, not disintegrating just yet, regenning up a little bit. It's so weird. I want to test if their regen for some reason doesn't work outside of combat, even though it should. This Venom Knight of Asaf's super close to dead. So is the other one. Tomb Scorpions also struggling a bit, but the Tomb Guard are running out of models. Can they do it? Can they? Kepler Guard still regenning. One Tomb Guard unit is still like full health. Cycle charges coming in. This is so tense. Balance of Power thinks the Red Tomb Kings have it. They think Riffle Shuffle can pull this one out. I am not as sold just yet. Not as sold just yet. Halberd's still fighting. Venom Knights hanging in there. Crumbling. Crumbling, crumbling. They charge straight into some halberds, knock a lot of them back. Good mass on those units. It looks like the Tomb Guard are slowly whittling away. That Venom Knight rallies with one model and 79 health. Those ones are crumbling with only 300 health between them. Tomb King himself has 1,400 health. Sporkle Stalkers are out of ammunition. One of the Snake Knights dies. The other one is currently getting stabbed. So close to death. Crumbling. 100 health. Sub 100 health. There it is. Sub 100 health finally. Crumbling. Crumbling. Crumbling is OP. Both Sneaky Snakes are dead. Sepulchral Stalkers are running away. Crumbling as well. The Tomb Guard are fighting for their lives. Fighting for Khemri. Or not Khemri. For the followers of the Gash. The opposite of Khemri. But they wish they were fighting for Khemri. Sporkle Stalkers are having a really bad time now that they're stuck in melee. They are anti-large. They are not anti-Tomb Guard with Halberd. Tomb Guard with Halberds fighting to the bitter end. Doing so much work, taking out a bit of that Tomb Scorpion, taking out this Tomb King too, and if he dies, these guys are going to definitely start crumbling with the leadership debuff. And these Tomb Guard are so healthy! Can he do it? I mean, I know it's been slow. It's been intense, but slow. Very slow. Undead slapping each other is going to take a bit. Sporkle Stalkers are almost dead. Tomb Scorpion still fighting. Ice Power's pulling into the lead as the Tomb Scorpion turns around and tries to finish off one of the Halberd units, but the Tomb King himself is getting so low. He's crumbling a little bit now. GG, well played. That was a fan game. Yeah, that was a fan game. I don't know if he meant fun and just misspelled it, but that was pretty nice. Both. Alright, those Tomb Guard, man. Tomb Guard OP, clearly. And Ice Power will clutch it out with one... Between them, like half of a Tomb Guard left. That was kind of nutty, honestly. That was kind of nutty. 2,000 value on Arc and the Black. Skeleton Spearmen all paying for themselves. Tomb Guard with Halberds, definitely paying for themselves, except for that one that got gooned out apparently somewhere. Nakar Horsemen really not paying for themselves. Fellbats not paying for themselves. The Ushakti Great Bow also not, surprisingly. Tomb King did fine. Support units did support stuff. Skeleton Warriors traded down. These Kepler Guard almost got as much value as the other ones, even though they got surrounded. Tomb Scorpion got 1,000. Sporkle Stalkers tried their best. And the Venom Knights both got almost 2,000 value. That was great. That was great. GG, well played. What a banger of a last game. TY for playing. TY for... Oops. Did I get quiet all of a sudden? Both got almost 2,000. Well, I turned the gain of my mic back up. TY for being great people. Okay. Great, great, great. And we did it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the tournament. That is the series. I am going to go get a little bit of dinner and some water and stop talking before I have to play in the BB Legendary Lords tournament. And I will communicate with Ice Power about the new picture for our Discord. I guess I'll end the stream. That's also something I should probably do. Okay, stream end. How do? What buttons do I press? That button.